And welcome back to The Last Lap. We are live from The Last Lap studios, and we are not joined by Niran. What happened to him, Pete?
Unless I got tanned.
What did you do to him?
I'll tell you what, listen, I've covered for you before on the show. I'm now covering for Niran, okay? As I said, I used to call myself the Nico Hulkenberg of this pod. So God knows what this where I'm going from next. But yeah, good to be here. Pleasure to be here covering for Niran. You know, Niran, man, whatever you're doing, you're slacking.
I know. Look, listen, Pete is the real MVP. If ever you need an excuse to subscribe to McLaren Fan TV on YouTube, this is the time.
Appreciate it, man.
Me, you, and Mahad are going to cut it up at some point.
Yes, sir.
And welcome for the very first time to the Last Lap podcast. D, welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us today, buddy.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Really excited.
Give yourself a little intro to the audience.
My name's D. I work at Porsche Hatfield for Porsche Retail Group. I'm a mechanic there. Big Formula One enthusiast. Do a little bit of work with F1 Arcade as well. So big shout out to them too. But yeah, 29 years old. It sounds like I'm doing something like. It sounds like it's a dating.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, man.
29
Why
years
not?
old. I'm out there.
Why
you know,
not?
anyone needs me, you know. Not like that. No, yeah. So been a big motorsport fan since I was a kid. But yeah, really excited to see what happens, especially doing a live podcast.
Absolutely,
while
mate.
watching the race, so.
First, well, listen, look, and there is going to be someone in the seat next to you as well. Don't you worry, before the race starts, we will get that seat filled with a very special guest. Boys, let's start with the sprint yesterday. Before we talk about where everyone's lining up, obviously Saturday is its own isolated event as the sprint stands currently.
Yeah.
What did we make of it? Obviously, I want to start with you, Pete. McLaren fan, Lando on pole for the first time since Sochi 21.
Yes, indeed. And just like Sochi, my tears kind of came early doors, turn one. But no, you know what? Look, the inevitable was going to happen. Max Verstappen was going to overtake and win the sprint. But overall, I think actually one of the best sprint races we've had probably ever. Brazil's a really good circuit for this kind of action. And, you know, overall, there was a lot of talking points in terms of the sprint race itself. And I thought, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And when it ended, I was a bit like, oh, you know, that's a shame. It's done. But, yeah, no, it was a good sprint weekend, sort of race day anyway. And, yeah, happy as a McLaren fan. You know, we got even Piastri as well making the top 10. I know it wasn't points, but, you know, it was still a decent day for us.
Did you think if Lando had held on to P1, he could have won that? Because the gap was hovering between 1 and 2 seconds for most of the race. I know it opened up at the end, but do you think there was a genuine chance there, though?
I think there might have been. Lando's performing quite well. The car's doing really well as well, so I think there was a chance. But Max is in another element, so he just, minute he gets that gap, he just starts building it. So it was good to see Lando like give it some and actually get quite far up to Max for a couple of laps, but yeah, there was like he said, it was just constant action all over the field. So
yeah.
It was really good to see, and that's a good thing as well, because we'll get more laps to see more opportunities of overtaking. So
well, those first 2 DRS zones are like Mexico needs to take a leaf out of Brazil's book, because having that fight back. I know Ricciardo fans out there won't be too happy because he, you know, had a couple of shots at Sainz, did get past and then got re-overtaken and ended up finishing outside the points. But, you know, that's how I think these types of cars, they're aero dependent, and therefore something like DRS is an unfortunate necessity, right? Yeah. If you're in a discipline of motorsport, I know you follow a lot of like Porsche GT, right? Yeah. That's mechanical grip versus aero grip. Obviously, aero is always a factor, but when it's more mechanical, you don't need something like DRS. In F1, it is a necessary component if we want these cars to look the way they do. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we had some stonking battles, didn't we? We had Alonso moving through the field as well. Yeah. We had Tsunoda cooking.
Oh, yucky.
3 points on the boards.
He was doing some bits and that. He was doing some bits yesterday, I've got to admit.
I was scared when he caught up to Charles, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, sorry, when he caught up to Lewis. And
it was going to be like Mexico again.
Oh, no. I was worried.
Well, in Mexico as well. And then he
to a point he did, yeah.
And he shanked it. But yeah, I saw a lot of growth from Yuki from that Mexico situation, because even, I don't know if you could tell, but I sort of watched him looking at him sort of tiptoeing around Lewis a little bit, just so that he doesn't have to force a move that he knows is on. Because the argument we made last time round was like, you were always going to overtake. Like the car is good, you're good, just buy your time kind of thing. And we saw last weekend the amount of risky moves that were made and then it altered in retirements, for example, like Checo and Yuki dropped a lot of places when he had such a great, looked like a great race was ahead of him. But this time round, you know, he learned from it very quickly, and credit to him, you know, behind Charles at the end, and yeah, the AlphaTauri looks bloody good again, which is a bit of a worry.
It's mad how quickly they seem to have turned things somewhat around. I mean, this is 2 weekends in a row that car, and you know, Interlagos, and you know, it's quite a different track to Mexico. It's a different challenge. It challenges cars in different ways, and the fact that they're seemingly so competitive. I mean, it's 9 points to Williams now. Yeah. D. What do you think? Do you think they will catch Williams? Because that's, to these teams at the bottom, that's big points.
Oh yeah, big points for them. Them points are still prizes at the end of the day. So I think they might catch him. The way that Albon's doing quite well, Sargent is getting up there as much as he can. Sorry. Sargent's getting up there as much as he can, but it'll be like a title decider, like towards when we get to Abu Dhabi. I feel like there'll be some good battles in that last race.
That's the real title we're all here for, isn't it? What,
AlphaTauri
Williams for P7.
Williams. Yeah.
Red who? No,
it will be a good battle towards the end. I think there is a lot of potential to see. The thing is, once we get
Williams look nowhere right now.
Well,
and maybe Vegas. Everyone's thinking Vegas because it's good straight lines, but they look nowhere right now.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's the thing with Formula One weekends, isn't it? One weekend, let's say like Vegas, Williams completely dominate because of the straights. Then we'll be like, don't worry about it, AlphaTauri. But then Abu Dhabi comes, and it's like, wait a minute, maybe it's going to be a great battle actually. Formula One's always got stories around the grid. Everybody worries about the top, who's the champion and whatever else, and they complain about the Red Bulls and dominance in cars. But there's stories everywhere, all over the grid. That's one of the things I love about Formula One, to be honest. The fact that we're having a discussion about Albon, Yuki, Sargent, and Danny Rick. So yeah, I'm all for it.
Because I think I'm just looking at Q1 now, and the gap between P1 and P last. Well, so Verstappen in Q1 did a 1:10.4. Don't even know if he was quickest. I think Russell was quicker, 1:10.3. But it was like, pretty much a second between the whole top 20, everyone in Q1, which we're getting more often now. Yes, obviously in race trim, Max is checking out in that Red Bull because he's start one with that car, and he's delivering a level performance that Checo can't. Although I will say, Checo was pretty close in qualifying. I mean, there's two weekends in a row he's been close. Yeah. Yes, I think Max didn't have a clean lap, but that's on that. Max made a mistake. Checo arguably didn't. Still finished behind. Don't get me wrong, but these are the kind of performances that Checo needs to be putting in. Yeah. He was on the podium for the first time since, I believe, the Italian Grand Prix weekend.
Italy. Wow. I mean, feels like whatever it is. It feels like ages.
She's crazy.
Yeah.
We need more of this.
Yeah. I think that that Red Bull pressure's a little bit much.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
It is. You see a lot of the number 2 drivers for Red Bull throughout like previous seasons, man. It's been really difficult for them. Like if they buckle, they're out, and it's maybe got to Checo a little bit, but maybe he's learnt to hold it together now and put in a good race. Listen,
he needs to step up to assert. We all know this noise around the seat. I mean, even Max was asked about it and was responding in a very, I wouldn't mind who it is. Like, they're not shutting it down. Yeah. It's quite clear that they would entertain Ricciardo in that seat, and there is a decision yet to be made.
Yeah, I feel stupid because last time I was on here, I was saying, Red Bull will not be thinking about sort of Checo's seat, and what he's doing is he's probably the perfect number 2 that Red Bull need when you consider what they've had previously with your Gaslys and your Albons and so on. And then to hear the kind of the language that's coming out of Red Bull, where I'm a bit, as you're talking there, Max is sort of like, it doesn't matter who it is. Horner is saying something like, we intend to keep Sergio here next year. My man's got a contract for another year, so what is there we intend to keep?
Intend.
That kind of language. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So there's something there. So that language worries me. It concerns me because I thought that was Red Bull of yesteryear kind of thing, where And those drivers previously weren't performing at the level of Red Bull. And because they were young, they were thrust into these teams. Your Gasly's and your Albons, they were very young. And I wouldn't say raw, but they were just a bit undercooked in terms of being...
Sorry, MGK's on the grid. MGK is talking to Martin Brundle.
This is it.
The
Formula One is the biggest crossover in life.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk about it. It's the biggest crossover ever.
I understand you get some celebrities that are actually like, you go there and they're like, yeah, I wanted to be here, come for my family and this and whatever. Like, who's it? Steve Carell was there once.
Yeah.
And he just seemed like a family man.
Yeah,
Wanted
yeah.
to have a good time. Sometimes you see Will Smith there because he knows Lewis and things like that. But then you get some randomers like MGK.
MGK.
It's like, what are you doing in Brazil for one?
On the real.
I wonder if, I feel like they should give Martin Brundle a list of all of the invited, people of interest, so that he can at least have something.
Yeah.
The amount of time he's said someone the wrong name or something.
Yeah. Was it the basketball
Yeah,
player?
I remember. Yeah,
then even when he had what was her name? Oh, I forgot her name. Look at me. I'm like Brundle right now, but yeah. He had a few. Was it Steph London as well? Not even Steph London. The other one. They all look alike. Anyway, these hip hop artists and whatever else, like even Stormzy was on there, random as well.
Yeah.
Going on there.
He did the checkered flag.
He did the silver flag. Yeah. And then
Fair play.
At least it was a better flag wave then. I can't remember what race it was. The geezer with the glasses, isn't it?
the brother with the glasses.
That was awful. That
guy
was
with
an
the glasses.
absolute.
It was woeful.
It was so woeful. It was such
woeful.
a stinker.
Anthony Joshua with the Alpine. Trent Alexander.
No. I mean, he called it Alpine as well.
He
and it was
called it
like, oh no,
Alpine.
it's not meant to be called Alpine. It's
had a
Alpine.
Western. He's had an absolute Western.
Also, we have our fourth guest here today.
Why, hello there.
Welcome, Elle. Thank you for coming. Minton's barking, by the way. Minton's here. No one knew.
What did you say, Ellie?
When someone new enters the room,
Reception.
he gets very protective. So Minton is here as well. So actually, we have five
Look at that.
on the stream.
Five
Right.
on the last lap.
Elle, welcome to the Last Lap podcast. Introduce yourself into the microphone.
I'm
Minton.
excited to be here. You're
Right.
stealing my thunder.
I'm gonna put you on the table so you can go and he can explore by himself. This is what he does. Right? He's all bark, no bite. There we go. See?
All back, no back.
See? He's been well.
Part of the main event now.
What are you
isn't
doing, bruv? To be fair, even I forgot he was here. He's been so good.
he? Yeah, to be fair, same here.
Elle, thank you for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Let the people know, who are you and what do you do? Why are you here?
I'm Ellie. I'm an F1 content creator, work for F1 Arcade. That's how I met David.
There you go.
Do some presenting bits together. And I thought of you today.
Flattered, thank you.
I'm excited to be here, just talk about F1.
Exactly. What did you make of the sprint yesterday? I want to talk sprint format for a bit because we've had all 6 of 6 now. They're all done. And there's a lot of talk about next year changing up a little bit. Where do you sit on the current format?
See, I've been quite vocal about, I went on the WTF1 podcast last week and I was saying how I don't really like the format and haven't really been enjoying it this year. But yesterday, I loved it. I was properly, engrossed. I think with Lando now, it's a new challenge to Max. I am enjoying it more, that there's someone up there that can kind of mix it up a bit.
Plus, like we said, I think throughout the field, it was interesting. It's difficult, isn't it? Because we've had some really good sprints. So I remember Austria was a really good sprint. That was really the weather played a big part. This was a good sprint, probably in part because it's Interlagos.
Brazil.
Yeah, it's a great track. We had Alonso coming through as well, making moves and the way DRS is set up here. But I just think fundamental, it's difficult, isn't it? Because we're in a season right now. You've got Max dominating at the front, and if we make changes now, well, let's say next year it's more competitive. We don't know how competitive it's going to be.
Yeah.
But
I think sorry, go on.
No, also to me, it's I'm just of the thought process that the sprints are here to stay because the money talks. More people go, more people watch. So it's just how do we make the best of it?
Yeah, Dimicali's not budging on that at all.
It's not gonna
is he? So, but yeah, I think Brazil. We've just said that Interlagos is the reason why the sprint circuit was really sprint weekend was really good.
Yeah.
The previous sprints were saved by if it was a weather condition, if it was this, that. And I think the last one we had was actually the worst sprint weekend probably that we've had this season because there was no weather situations there.
Yeah.
The track's not too bad, but it's just, it was quite difficult more or less to overtake. And whatever happened on Saturday kind of ruined and spoiled whatever was going to take place on Sunday. At least today, even though yesterday's sprint race happened, I I can't put my whole heart on like this is what's going to happen at Interlagos. It's a great circuit for it. Austria's a great circuit for sprint, even without the weather. So, you know, I think the sprints for those that were sort of like, why should we keep these sprints? I think Brazil yesterday saved the sprint race in terms of people that are sort of in the middle, whether or not they like sprint weekends or not. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it. I think they got to just modify it. I'm all for sprint weekends, by the way. I just think they need to modify what they do on that sprint weekend.
Also, just seeing Felipe Massa's on the grid at the minute, which I'm surprised he was let in after the recent legal challenges put in against to get the 2008 championship overturned. Oh, come on, like, let's just briefly cover that. Surely not.
No.
I love it when they bring it up. And the drivers are like squirming. They're like, don't.
This is the thing, man. If you do that for one championship, you got to do it for all of them.
Yeah.
Like anyone there where there's a bit of controversy or anything like that.
2021,
Yeah,
surely.
exactly. If they were to like give Felipe Massa that championship, then obviously they got to give Lewis the 2021 championship. So how does that work?
Does he deserve compensation though?
Well, it's like it just sets a precedent, doesn't it? Like you could just go back. There's so many instances of like, what about when, I don't know, Schumacher and Hill came together, or when like even like Senna Prost. You can like there's so many instances where, you know, you have to kind of accept that in sport, like decision making isn't always correct, and you can look back and you can. I mean, you've got England World Cup. 66. Did that ball cross the line?
Even then, just look at yesterday, innit?
Yeah, exactly. Did that ball cross the line?
And all of a sudden there was a goal. So
Why is that been brought up?
Producer Lewis thinks it did.
Yeah, no, I think it's just more so obviously because the situation with the Singapore Grand Prix 2008 was absolutely scandalous, and you know Abu Dhabi 2021 scandalous. That's why we're even having this conversation. Sometimes it's just a case of, you know, like what you're talking about the Schumacher one and the Prost and Senna. It's like, okay, that's at least on racing incident what they've decided to do with themselves. Whereas the other two, it's like, hang on a minute,
Yeah.
where some lawyers get involved and some money's going to be shed. So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if Massa got a bit of compensation here financially.
Oh yeah, just to keep him
sweet.
Keep him sweet. Yeah. I think so.
And he will sign it. Yeah, thank you very much.
hopefully buy a drive for another team.
Yeah, he'll be back on the grid. He's bought his way into Williams. Sorry, Sargent is off. He's out of here. Got Piastri up on screen. I mean, what made of Piastri recently, actually? Because I think there was obviously a lot of hype, rightly so. He's had a great rookie season. But I think Lando's really kind of flexed his muscles these last couple and shown that actually, you know what? No. Like, Oscar's good, but this is my team. This is my swamp.
Yeah, he's been a good driver. He has shown that he's got like huge potential, especially in his first year. But it's the same with like how De Vries was, isn't it? Like he comes in, oh yeah, I'm going to be the number one driver. I'm going to do this, and then absolutely fumbles it, and then gets swapped out. But I don't think that will happen to Piastri. He's done quite well, but Lando is still equally a better driver in my eyes.
What do you think, El? Piastri?
I've loved watching him. I think he goes under the radar, which is probably a good thing because next season he'll probably really come into his own. But yeah, he's a bit more quiet in terms of personality, but his performances have been amazing. Obviously, Lando is, he's up there every week now. But yeah, I think I've really enjoyed watching him this year.
It's impressive to like see someone carry themselves so
He's
calmly.
So calm,
Yeah, I was gonna say there's an element of like humility to him as well. Like doesn't really wins a sprint, doesn't really brag about it that much. Doesn't come out, and he's just come in, he's just sort of gone, it was good, it was a good race, and then that was it. And it was like, don't seem too happy about it, but you know, still. But yeah, I feel like there's an element of humility to him, which is also quite respectable.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
Yeah, he's the best rookie since Sir Lewis Hamilton. Let's just call it what it is. Let's put it out there. He's the best.
Charles Leclerc 2018.
Charles Leclerc was good.
I raise you, Charles Leclerc 2018.
What race did he win in 2018?
Yeah, but he was in a Sauber. He got 3 P7s in a row in the last 3 races in a Sauber.
Okay, Oscar in this year's McLaren. Now, it's easy to look at McLaren now from here and be like, oh, this is a great car. Just remember the dross he had at the start of this
Yeah,
Bahrain.
of course.
Look at the gap. Even look at the gap to Lando Norris. Oscar's gap to Lando Norris was far better than Ricciardo's. That's a big sign right there. You know, if we can't talk about how good a car is or how bad it is, let's just look at the teammates then, see how they perform. And Oscar, you've done a video on it. Oscar's performed better than Danny Ricciardo did in a terrible car. And then when the car was given to him, look what he did at Silverstone. Look what he was doing in Austria.
Yeah.
Look at the fact that he won the sprint Spa. So, like, you know, he's phenomenal. He's absolutely phenomenal. And the thing is, Lewis obviously was in the McLaren when he was a rookie, and McLaren that was the best car on the grid, and it somehow blew the championship. So it's easy to. I understand the Charles Leclerc one. It's a shame he wasn't in, let's say, this year or last year's Ferrari joint, because I think we'll be having a big debate about that. But Charles,
I think with Charles, well, like, he came in against an established teammate. You know, Marcus Ericsson had been about for a while. Don't get me wrong, Marcus Ericsson, I mean, he's gone on and achieved bits in India and America, of course, right? But he came in and made that team his own, and he absolutely spanked him. Like, it wasn't even close in points. So, I mean, he's up there for sure. But yeah, I think, you know, you look back to Lewis's rookie season, you can't really compare, because this was back in like unlimited testing. Like, Lewis had done equivalent to an entire season of kilometers in that McLaren before they even touched ground in Australia. So he knew that car.
Yeah,
it's a different thing. And like fighting toe to toe with Alonso, right? Who just won 2 like championships. That's crazy. That's like Piastri coming in alongside Verstappen,
exactly,
and then beating him in race 1,
exactly,
right? But also, it's like it's difficult to compare. But what do we think? Obviously, Aston Martin P3, P4 today. Lance Stroll, P3.
It's by luck, though.
Yeah.
Well,
it was a Magnussen pole last year, isn't it? You know, good timing. But
Aston Martin, you know, they did their bit to help. But also, he did go quicker than Alonso. Did Lance? He's got this, but it's just so infrequent. It's so infrequent from Lance that he actually delivers this. I mean, even yesterday in the sprint, he finished a few tenths behind Alonso. Like, he was Alonso was cutting through, but Lance was cutting through right behind him.
Yeah.
But like, what do we think? Will they hold on? Because Aston Martin have just been in free. But they look quick round here, though.
They do, but I just don't think. I think that once the lights go out, there'll be a couple of turns. Maybe when DRS kicks in, they'll start to get taken over by some of the people behind them. And you look who's behind them as well. You know, you've got people like Hamilton. You've got who else? Pretty much everyone, really.
Yeah, but that Mercedes ate for its tyres, remember? And obviously they're all in part firme, so they can't change the setup, really.
Yeah, but then we'll see. I think they're starting on mediums today, possibly.
Yeah, we don't...
Because those softs...
It's going to be a 2-stop.
Yeah, those softs really, they ate through
I felt for Lewis yesterday.
He was on ice out there.
It's like how literally sliding around.
That tire deck was unreal. I think the thing as well, though, with... it's such a shame. I'm frustrated with Aston Martin, because even just if you're a neutral F1 fan, they were a great story at the start of the season. And with the way like McLaren has sort of had its resurgence, could you imagine had we had the Aston Martin, the McLaren, the Mercedes, Ferrari all fighting for P2? Like, that would have been an absolute crazy conversation. The problem is, though, this is what happens when you copy other cars, is that when it comes to upgrading, you don't know what to upgrade, or you don't really understand what to upgrade, because it's kind of been a little copy and paste type of thing, because we've been here before with Racing Point, where it was flyer, and then when the upgrades were starting to come along, it was a bit like, have we understood what's actually wrong with this car, or how to upgrade the car we currently have? But in terms of today's race, I'm sorry, there's a few guys behind them that are going to eat them alive in the first couple of laps, and I'm keeping my eye on Norris, because his overtaking could be special today. So, but yeah, there's far too many big guns behind the Aston Martins. I just don't believe them.
Yeah, they're very hard to... It's just been... The momentum's just been shocking. But we know also some cars, one race or another. Look at AlphaTauri now. They seems to be...
Yesterday.
They're cooking. Like, I mean, they qualified poorly, which is a shame. They qualified poorly on Friday, so they will have to make moves through the field. But Yuki and Daniel...
I didn't see detailed why that was the case. What's the reason why they were bad in quali? Does anybody know?
Well, I think it's all down to just a setup. Like, you can have a car set up for qualifying or a car set up for the race. So if you have a car where it's set up that it can do a stonker of a lap with low fuel, good tyres, but then the race pace just drops off. So they try and...
I think it was the conditions, because obviously in the sprint quali, they both got to Q3.
Yeah.
in the normal quali, they both got knocked out in Q1.
In Q1.
So that's like, but that shows how close it is throughout the field, which we haven't seen this for so long. And I know Max is dominating the season, but I think it's important, and it will never. I always say a race will never be more than an 8 out of 10 if you've got a dominant winner at the front. Yeah. But there's still a lot to be interested in and excited about.
Oh yeah, there's still a lot to happen throughout the rest of the season. Especially like you were saying, midfield and bottom of the field. There are a lot of teams that are fighting for positions.
And this is tens of millions as well.
Yeah, exactly. That goes on to next year's car.
And especially for these smaller teams, that money, I think, is even more important, right?
Oh, yeah, it goes along
with it. It's worth double, isn't it? Compared to...
Mercedes, Red Bull, they've got the cash. If they get an extra position in the constructors, it's probably the aerodynamic, testing time is worth more to them, I would say. Sure. I would argue. But, I mean, quickly as well, as we're just... Croft is getting things prepped, so we haven't got long till lights out. Alonso Ocon.
Oh. Ocon.
I just said two. Yeah. What was going on there?
It's so funny that it's them two.
Of course it's them two.
Of course.
You know what made me laugh
hilarious.
the most was the post-interview, and he goes, "Yeah, it wasn't my fault." And I was like, "You lost the car, man."
He was like, "That's not true." I'm like,
we need to investigate Ocon, because last week, do you remember what he said about?
They've just shown Ocon Verstappen, by the way.
Oh yeah, that was another one.
Yeah, it was here, wasn't it? What was that? 2016 was it?
I think 70. Yeah. Carry on.
Yeah. What's it? Ocon last week talking about Haas better watch out, I'm coming for you. Didn't touch any of them. And then this week he thinks that it was down to Alonso as to why he's
their radios were so funny.
Oh, it was fantastic.
I sort of just sat there and I thought, does he not know that we can see the onboards?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
The way you can literally see it, it goes and then he snaps it back and it's just too late and he's gone straight.
Yeah, look, and if Alonso's not there, I think his point is if Alonso's not there, he's not lost the car as in it's spun into the wall. He's had a snap which has taken him wide. Yeah. So then Alonso's obviously assumed that wrongly that the Alpine is gonna, stay on the inside and if Alonso's not there, Ocon loses a bit of time but probably carries on the lap. And obviously they said that no one was wholly at fault, and Alonso did turn a bit left, I think assuming that Ocon was going to go and he can just slide in behind.
Yeah.
Which obviously, if he'd given a bit more space, but don't get me wrong, it's very much on Ocon. Could have Alonso done something differently? In hindsight, yes, but you probably get that a lot where drivers don't leave. Even Sargent was talking afterwards, no one's leaving me hardly any room to get past. And it's fine if you're in control, but if you do lose that little bit of control, that's when it ends in tears.
He's going around that corner at quite a bit of pace, and it takes a long time.
It's a quick corner.
It's very difficult to go, let me move out the way real quick, or turn the steering wheel as quick as you can. They would have caught him, whether it was front wing or the entire suspension.
You just wonder what kind of impact it had on Alonso, because if you're a sort of slow-moving car, you get hit that hard. I was sort of worried for him. I was a bit is he all right? I mean, are they both all right?
Yeah, the front left survived, which is
these Formula One cars are usually pepper mache.
Sometimes the most innocuous. That was. I remember Ocon at Austria, maybe a couple of years ago, and they're coming out of turn 3, so it's super slow. And I think Giovinazzi just touches him, and his front left just goes, nope. Yeah. It just folds in on itself.
No, you're not wrong. I'm surprised how much they've put together.
So unlucky. Right, let's have a look predictions now. Let's get some predictions up on screen. We've all made our top 5 predictions. We don't have the screen, so we can't see them, but I've got them all on my phone. So, Pete. You've gone Lando Norris, Sergio Perez, Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen. Talk to me.
I could be boring in it, but then I thought, let's just let.
What's this logo? What's this logo?
Not being biased or nothing, but
this is not an audio only show, Pete.
No, the thing is because when is he going to have a bad race? Come on. How many?
You're trying to manifest
something. Give me something.
Well, to be honest, when you put it that way, last year he came together with Hamilton, didn't he?
He did indeed. He did indeed.
So we'll see.
And Brazil's always that kind of. I remember Vettel when he was going for the title and he spun out turn 1 and still won the championship. Brazil can cause some mischief. So
Yeah.
wasn't it Magnussen got a pole here, didn't he? And then George Russell got the win last year.
The sky's looking blue though. Sky's looking very blue today.
Yeah, it is looking blue. I just want to see some contact amongst the first couple.
Oh yeah, turn one there'll be some lockups and
Savage, Stroll, and Alonso. Could you imagine? I mean, they're here to paint the picture today. So let's see how they get on. And I think maybe a little spin for Max. It's too hard to sort of come back to the front. That's the reason why I did that.
Okay. Well, Elle, you've gone Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton, Perez, Russell.
I feel like I've gone more sensible now. You've put me to shame.
There's nothing wrong with that. A bit of sensibility.
I want it to be right.
Yeah. Realistic, isn't it?
I want to be right.
There's no prizes for being right. So sometimes, throw caution to the wind. Apart from our respect, of course.
should have put Ricardo first then.
I think the only person who got all 5 was Blake.
As it is.
Yeah, we had Blake, and it was like 3 laps from the end, and they were all wrong, and then it all just came together at the end, and he was right. He is an ex-Red Bull performance engineer. So
cheating.
I'm gonna get 5 today. 5.
Yeah.
Oh, backing it, all right. D, you've gone Leclerc win,
Really?
Verstappen, Hamilton, Norris, Alonso.
Yeah, I think this guy deserves it, man.
Oh my God!
And as he says it, right on cue, people. Right on cue.
Charles Leclerc's just driven into the barrier.
On the 4.
No,
Guys, I've said it.
He deserves it.
clip that.
Mahad, where are you?
Clip that. Somebody clip that.
Oh,
Charles
I
Leclerc's out of this
cannot
race.
believe-
Cannot
just said
catch
that.
a break.
wow.
I actually thought this guy's had not the best of seasons, and I think he deserves to get a win, and he's in the barrier.
Well,
Ferrari-
you're wrong already?
It's still
going
going
again.
Okay.
He's hit the
No,
barrier,
look
but his
at that
front wing
wheel.
is fucked.
All right, we can salvage the front wing. It's just how the rest of the car's moving.
What has he done? Oh, Charles Leclerc, mate, honestly.
Wow.
This is not
What
happened
can
there?
go wrong will go wrong.
the
with
slander.
Let's see what he said.
No, I lost the hydraulics.
Mate.
How the fuck am I so unlucky? Why the fuck am I so unlucky?
Ferrari. Wow.
Wait.
Oh, so
No, I think he's gone into.
Put that silence for a second then.
Oh
he just spun
my
it.
God.
said his power steering went.
He said he lost the hydraulics. I hope for his sake he did lose the hydraulics because that is.
Surely that means he's out.
That car's mash up.
Because I thought if it's just a car that just needs body work, fine.
Yeah,
we can deal with
I
that.
think that is a technical failure because the way that
Oh no.
he's not even going
Yeah.
the rear engine.
That is gutting.
There was a puff of smoke
dear,
before
oh
it was
dear.
back.
Well, he's still going. He's pulled into recovery, but he will not be taken in this race.
Oh, that is a shame. That is a shame. And as much
So
as
D, Charles Leclerc to win this race.
Come on.
wow.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah,
Wow.
who knows? They might try and do a Perez and get him back out.
They're lining up. Well, I've gone Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Leclerc, Stroll, P5.
Strong.
Let him cook.
Stroll,
He's been good this weekend. Him and Fernando, they're cooking, and it looks like we are going to get the race start here. Because
Straight in, not even trying to delay you,
Where
like hold.
Well, I think he gone off to the escape road. So
yeah, so we're good.
so yeah, we're clear.
We are 1,
Here
2,
we go.
3, 4, 5.
red lights. Wow.
Here we go. Well,
Oh God.
Yeah.
it's safe.
Oh,
Lad,
oh,
up the
go on,
inside.
Lewis.
Come on, Lando.
Come on.
Oh,
Big contact at the
snap.
back.
There's my
Who's
crash.
that?
That's a Haas.
There's my crash.
I bet it was Ocon.
Magnussen is out of this race.
I hope it's Ocon.
Oh, Piastri just had a big tank slapper, but he saved it. Oh, so Max had nothing to worry about there, not with Charles
Lewis
out of
had a
this
good
race.
start.
Yeah, Lewis had a real good start.
Just up
Safety
to
car
me.
is out. Oh, okay.
Wow. That was a lot.
Got
to
your
digest.
contact then.
Yeah, I got my contact. I thought Brazil
been,
could do something, but
This race has been chaos.
unfortunately, nothing affected Max.
He hadn't even completed one lap, and it's already been carnage.
No, and that's the thing. Brazil, it's got it in him.
Who's
Wow.
that?
Who's that?
So
Is
there's
that-
two cars out.
Oh, your boy Alex.
Albon.
Oh my
Alex.
god.
He wasn't getting any points this week, so
Oh.
come on. He was like, he qualified 19th.
Well, looks like the AlphaTauri's taking that spot in the constructors.
Oh, at least now
This isn't the one, no.
through the pit lane. Okay.
So yeah, Magnussen and Albon both out of this race.
Probably tons of crap on the pit straight. So they have to go through the pit lane.
Alex
What
looks like
happened
he's
there?
all right.
Got to see this replay, man.
Oh, that's a lot of damage for Alex. That's a lot of damage. Oh my!
Look at
that is
this.
Oh,
my
she's
God.
napped.
It just disintegrated the rear end. Right, race start replay. So yeah, Norris got the jump,
Of the car.
Yeah.
and Russell got the jump on Stroll. So both Aston Martins lost position off the
Yeah.
start.
Oh, who? There you go.
Oh, what happened there?
Those Aston Martins off the jump, though, they were equally bad.
Told you it would happen. They'll get eaten up.
Eaten alive there.
Oh,
Ah, yeah. So Magnussen caught Alex's rear left. Oh no, I think Hulkenberg actually caught Alex's rear left.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. So this is Alex's on board. Goes up the inside of
there.
contact.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I think contact with Hulkenberg, and that put him into Magnussen. Damn.
Oh, mate.
One of those.
Yeah, it's so tight.
God,
innit?
that debris, look at that flying.
So then you just see the smoke and cars going sideways, and you're like, oh, that doesn't look good.
I think
Something's got over
is-
into the pit wall. I was like, what is
I
that?
think Alex's tyre clattered Piastri's rear wing as well. I think it's okay, but
Can you leave Oscar alone, please?
I'm sorry.
Every week someone's attacking Oscar, and I can't, honestly.
oh, we got Ocon's on board.
Ocon's going to get a good sight of this. Yeah, it's free.
Oh,
Oh, are you
Oh,
serious?
Piastri's out the race.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the rear
Piastri's-
wing broken by the tyre.
Oh,
sake.
no.
I saw it. I saw it.
Oscar just needs a clean weekend. Like, when can I get a normal day?
Yeah, well, when you're qualifying back there, though, it's
That's the problem, yeah.
not ideal.
Lewis
This-
had a great start.
This is the thing. You don't want to be like,
In-
whenever
in the
someone's
thick
like
of it.
mid pack,
don't
it's
want
always a danger zone.
You either want to be at the front or at the very back.
Oh, the tyre hit one of the
Yeah.
AlphaTauris as well. God, that tyre was doing.
There it is.
There you go.
It's still great. It's still racing.
You consider the damage Alonso versus Ocon, yesterday. And then
Red
look at this.
flag. There is a red
Oh.
flag.
Hey.
Do you know what
Could
will
save
happen?
Oscar, you know.
Yes.
You know what will happen though? They'll, because they haven't completed a lap, they'll probably, do you reckon they'll put it back to the original position?
Does that bring Charles back in?
That's a good point, actually. That's a good point.
Depends what kind
And
of
it could
restart
bring
they
Charles
do.
back
I wonder, does that bring Charles
Well, it's
back
like in Australia. Remember when Fernando got spun out, but then they
And then
reset
we did
it.
it.
So, well, they could fix Oscar's car here. Hopefully, they've got another rear wing.
I don't know, man. It's not a front wing, though, is it?
Yeah, but it's a red flag. Kill the engine. Car is not safe to continue.
Yes.
Oh, if it's
Okay.
engine.
Never mind. Well, look, maybe. Who knows? If it's just a rear wing. Daniel Ricciardo's back in the garage. As
Oh.
well.
Oh.
Charlotte,
He's running back now. He knows.
He's like, quick.
Get me that moped quick.
I said, what? Red flag? Where's the moped?
He's saying to them, I'm going to
Get
get
me off
back.
that bed now.
Get that car back to the garage.
Hey.
Oh, mate, if he can start this race, that is.
Imagine if he made the ultimate comeback, started it,
first.
and then came back to win it. Oh,
Does a Lewis.
Iconic.
Stranger things
Yeah.
have happened in this
Yeah.
race, honestly.
Well, so Hamilton up to third. Norris, P2. Alonso, Stroll.
Where did Norris
4,
start?
5.
P7, and he's on P2.
yeah, he got
Come
the jump on both
Come
Aston
on.
Martins. He done
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's mad. Norris flying. Here we go, Piastri radio. Oscar, that's a red flag. We're going to see if we can repair the car. So they are going to try and repair it. All right, get to work, McLaren. This is where you earn your overtime.
The thing is, as a racer, it must be so gutting to lose it on the first lap or
Honestly.
in the
After
formation
all
lap.
of the build-up.
And it's
Honestly.
like I've got myself in this situation where I'm gonna like storm it. I'm
Go
gonna
for
win.
it.
I'm gonna get the win. I'm gonna take it to max or whatever, and then you bin it on the formation lap, or you get taken out with.
Yeah.
It's not even a crash that you were involved in. You just got hit with a tire.
Like, there's not many sports that are like that. You have this whole build-up over days. Every single person who works on these teams, remember like Alpine both wiped out turn 1 at Hungary.
Yeah, the hours they've put into
It was
get
just a
the car
complete
set.
waste of time.
You can sit and watch.
even if you don't, even if like say like someone binned it in qualifying, so you're like, right now this is an overnight repair.
Yeah.
You know, we got to stay back and do this, and then they bin it in the race. It's just you just think I don't get paid enough for this.
So the big winners, obviously, Norris up 4 places. Ocon and Tsunoda. Ocon's up 5. Tsunoda's up 6. Yeah, the thing is that Ferrari's just
It's just parked. Like,
Just chilling in the
where
trees.
is it? At the zoo or
Ornament
something?
now.
Where are you?
If you look
Push it.
to your left, you will see Charles
get
Leclerc's Ferrari.
Carlos in the other Ferrari to tow it round. Just use the tow hook that's on the front.
Interesting. How long do you reckon they'll be red flag this for? What are we saying? 10?
There was-
Clean the sort out the barriers, clean up the mess.
Not long.
Yeah,
10 minutes maybe?
they've got enough hands on
Yeah.
deck to sort this out pretty quickly.
He's not getting out his car.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they know it's not going to be long.
Lando's chilling. Does Lando still not drink when he's driving? Because he's like one of the only drivers who doesn't like. But I think he did in Qatar.
If you didn't in Qatar, you wouldn't have made it.
'Cause
You would have been dead.
His engineer had to keep reminding him. But that's crazy, isn't it? I mean, it's just like warm.
Has he said why? He just forgets, doesn't he?
Just
Because he was saying you have to remind me. That's what he said to his engineer last time. He's like, yeah, maybe if you remind me, then I'll remember to drink.
But they don't do it in junior form because I remember Liam Lawson in his first race, he got the straw stuck up his nose, and he was still quality. So.
Well, you can still drink through your nose. When you think
True.
Oh, oh, God.
No, you probably have to hold one nostril.
Well, it runs on a motor, the drink thing, doesn't it?
Oh, so just-
So it pumps it in.
Oh my
So
God.
You don't have to
It's just
suck it.
pumping water into your nose and you try to drive an
Taking out
F1
his
car.
sinuses.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Charles given up on.
He's gone for a walk.
Yeah, he's gone for a stroll.
The thing is, I think it's a case of as well. If you get out the car, you're out the race.
yeah,
like-
possibly. I'm not.
Because didn't that happen
Yeah, with
to
George.
George Russell last year in the
Silverstone.
British Grand Prix? He only had a puncher, but because he got out the car,
Yeah,
he got DNF'd.
he did get DNF'd. You're right.
And they wouldn't let
That's a
him
good point.
restart, and he
That-
begged them. and
That
they
is
said no.
harsh, isn't it? Yeah. Because you're none the wiser. Like once you got that puncher, that's that. And
Well, I
then-
think he
went to help.
jumped out to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, of course,
Joe,
when Joe
didn't
had
he?
the crash.
Joe, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Oh, that does make it extra harsh, doesn't it? But yeah, I think Sonoda's looking. Ricciardo's right at the back. Not sure what happened to. Say maybe it is the damage from that tyre that hit. I guess it was his car. It must have been his car.
Oh, bless him.
Hopefully, he can carry on.
it's the press as well. Look at the camera. Oh my days.
This is the thing. This is why I don't think
Leave
I'd
me
ever,
Left
be,
alone.
I don't think
alone.
I'd ever want to be a Formula One driver because literally I'll be sweet. I'll be passing hands to everyone, man. I'll be swinging. People coming up with cameras like that.
Honestly, I couldn't
Remember
believe
Kvyat at Silverstone? Do you remember that one? He just gave it a shove.
Yeah.
Right in the camera after he spun out. That was like 2018 or something, I think.
And the thing is, like us guys here, we like to create content, so that would be fun for us to do. But man, I'd feel so like I'll be so angry if I was the driver.
Yeah.
And then you're all in my face.
In your worst time.
In
innit?
the-
Yeah. Like, do you remember when, what was it? Safety car, when George Russell was racing for Williams. And during the safety car, he was actually in the points and he was going to score his first points. And he spun out and crashed.
Imola was it Imola?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
just sat there. And I think the marshal's coming over and you just see him like that.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
Go away. I was like,
Oh, it was a meme for the season. Yeah, I remember that.
I remember Raikkonen's radio for that because he was right behind George. And then he's like, his engineer was telling him, oh, we've got so many ahead. And then he's like, oh, Russell out. And then it was like, oh, one less to pass. It was just like zero empathy.
zero sympathy, man. It's like,
Just, I mean, why would you? It's Carlos Sainz. I'm a wonder. It's mad. Charles Leclerc has 22 pole positions. The exact same number as Fernando Alonso.
That's insane. That stat.
Fernando's been in the sport since 2001, is it?
2001,
Minardi season. Charles been in the sport since 2018.
And how many has he
Crazy.
converted?
Well, he's only converted 4 of them poles and he's only won 5 races.
Yeah.
And Fernando's won like 32, I want to say, maybe 32,
Yeah.
35, around that kind of mark.
Verstappen has converted more Charles Leclerc poles than Charles Leclerc has.
Where do we sit on that? Where do we sit on that? Is this like rightful slander of Charles, or is it just his over extracting performance from a car that really shouldn't be?
do you
put
know what I've
pole
realised?
position?
If it's not him, it's the car. If it's not the car, it's him. And if it's not him and the car, it's the team.
It's something
So
else.
it's like,
Someone
it's
else.
literally, you can't win.
Maybe he's the perfect driver for Ferrari.
Oh,
That's right, actually. It's either strategy, car, mistake.
Yeah.
Maybe it is him.
unluck. Whatever the case may
You know,
be.
it's just, he can't. That's why I wanted him to win, because I was
has
like,
the
he
worst
needs
luck.
it.
He does have
Oh.
stinky luck, to be fair.
It shows that he's elite at qualifying. Like, let's give him his props.
Yeah.
Like, he's elite at that. To get 22 in the space in which, let's say he's had a good car, 2.5 years, maybe 3 years max, let's say, where a car that could go on pole. And even this year, this car shouldn't be reaching pole at all. And yet he's still got a pole position this season. So he's elite at that.
Watch this tire, by the way. Watch it hit Ricardo's car.
Bong.
Pow.
Oh,
That on the rear.
completely writes off the rear wing. That's why he's last.
There's a bit of debris that goes into the pit wall. It flies over. I don't know.
Albon couldn't have done really anything more. He was dead straight, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's a misjudgment from the Haas thinking there's enough space.
I mean, Magnussen's kind of squeezed Hulk over by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's just where
Magnussen's squeezing over to Hulk and then...
Classic.
Yeah.
where he's backed out as well. Like, I know it's very difficult to be in that situation and think, let me keep the same speed and then slowly try and brake at the same time as then. But yeah, where you see Magnussen backs out and that's where he clips the wheel. But you think if you kept the same speed into that corner, they'll just be like basically side by side. But you can't do that. Like, I'm no racing driver, but I know for a fact I can't do that. In that sort of situation, I'm backing out too.
Yeah, there's no once you see 3 cars, you don't even need to entertain it because they won't go into one. There's always going to be a disaster.
Ricardo's on board. Oh, yeah.
Tried to dodge it as well.
But you know straight away that's done serious damage. Yeah, this is Lando's start.
Go on, lad.
What a launch.
Oski.
See you later, mate.
Up the inside, Bosch. The C's
Great
part.
start.
And it's Max P1, Lando P2, just like yesterday.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
we'll take that.
Well, let's see. If they start the grid from where everyone is at the moment,
That's following my predictions.
that, I was going to say, maybe Lando might get the jump on Verstappen.
I
Possibly.
think that's
Possibly.
wishful thinking.
Possibly. He did. I was.
He's done it before.
So Lando
Yo,
got more wheel spin than Max yesterday.
that Stroll start. I mean, them Aston Martins are stink at the start there.
Yeah.
A pair of them. It might not be on the drivers. It's just, it cannot.
I don't think they prepared
They
to
got
be
a bit
this
ahead
high
of
up.
us, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they prepared to be
They're
this
not
high
used
up.
to
They were
it.
like, this is uncharted waters right now.
Yeah.
Bit excited. Checo on board.
Where did Checo start?
He had a good start as well, actually. Really good start. On the inside of Carlos and on the inside of Georgie boy and all.
Tell you what, George needs a good day, doesn't he, today? He's not had a great season.
I think he needs to put a little bit more faith in the team as well. Sometimes he does make a few calls and you're like, you sure you want to do that?
What, against the team?
Yeah.
Well, I think just prioritising, like I get, right, prioritising yourself if you're in a championship battle,
Yeah.
but he's not. And like the only way they get into a championship battle is if they work as a team. And I feel like George thinking a bit too much of himself at times.
Yeah.
For me. For me, anyway. It's Fernando watching the restart. It's like, that was a shocker. We stunk.
Just the hair. The big wig and the head shape. You're just like, oh, we don't like that.
Yeah, Charles Leclerc is
Doesn't
out.
look happy.
Just producer Lewis having a little giggle over there.
Shaking his head.
Pretty self-explanatory.
No sympathy. Lewis made a good start, though. I mean, obviously yesterday on the softs, they were pretty terrible. I mean, George wasn't great. Lewis
fell
was
off
really struggling.
Towards
Real
the
easy.
end,
Yeah.
people just picking him off.
I mean, what? I think Ricardo and Sainz would have got him if there was another lap.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, they were both right there.
Yeah, the degradation just left.
But then maybe on the mediums, hards, I don't know. I mean, it's free tyre choice with a red flag, so I doubt anyone's going to be putting a soft on.
No.
Nah. It's too many laps to go.
They won't have any more. Like, they'll all be used. There's no point. But yeah, Charles just weird, isn't it? So even if they could have replaced the front wing, maybe the hydraulics were just completely fucked. Very innocuous.
This happened to him in France as well, didn't it? Well, not on a formation lap.
Yeah, but that was definitely 100% on
Him.
That was on him. That was
He
gonna
could have
say.
blamed the
mistake.
hydraulics in France.
Well, no, not blaming the hydraulics, but I feel like it was a problem with the car. Because, remember before he was talking about how the throttle pedal kept sticking.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden on a corner that, is relatively easy, the car spins out.
Yeah, I think he was just. I think because he had that issue, I think he was just because he knew like he had a chance to win. It was a long shot, and he had to like qualifying laps every time.
Yeah.
I think he just carried a bit too much because you get onto the marbles out there. So we're not going back to France anymore, which there should be a French Grand Prix, but I don't miss that track at all.
What, Manicourt?
Manicourt, sure.
Let's bring
Le
that back.
Castellet, no thank you. No thank you. But yeah. Joe in the pits. Alfa Romeo, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, dear.
Them and Haas, like, it's just, they have like one good race every like 5 races and then just nowhere. Stinker.
They need something, man. I mean, it's just, At least with Sauber or like Alfa Romeo, they're going to be, things are changing. There'll be a bit more to talk about with them guys, but the Haas, it's the same story every year, isn't it, with them? And I feel like stick a Otmar Safnauer in there. Maybe they might spruce things up a bit. I don't know, but yeah, they need something.
I wouldn't hate that.
I'm just getting bored.
I wouldn't hate that.
Haas.
They've already said like Haas have already said like, oh, we don't really know what direction to go in for next year.
Sounds good.
All the other teams were like that. We knew that.
Yeah, we weren't worried. We weren't worried. Also, we had I don't know if you guys know that Niran is blocked by Haas on Twitter.
Yes.
Oh, really? Just for some Mazepin themed slander he was giving them back in the day. Well, Haas actually know, because Haas. Did you see when Haas replied to, what was it, after Lando and Nico touched in practice?
Yeah.
And McLaren tweeted something about it, and then Haas replied like, well, Lando went in a straight line and Nico tried to turn or whatever. It was just a bit like banter between teams. Yeah. And I retweeted it saying, sorry, Niran, you can't see this. And then they liked it. So Haas know, and they've chosen not to unblock him. And you know what?
He's got his cards marked. Yeah. They're like, never, you're not coming back.
He's banned.
A lot of them Twitter pages, everyone's just salty as hell on there, man. It's hilarious. People are just throwing shade at anyone.
Oh yeah, mate. It's
There's somebody in the Formula One content creating space that hates Niran, is the account holder for Haas, and has done that. There's no way that they're just all of a sudden like
it's personal.
Hanging on. Somebody knows him. Somebody knows him.
I think they're playing the game. They know what they're doing. Haas got good social media, so. And it's Lando.
I mean, that's what they got going for them. Do you know what I mean? Like, they might as well be entertaining.
They must be repairing that barrier, because this is quite a long delay. We didn't think it'd be that long, but to be fair, you can see from Albon's contact, it really fucks up the tyres.
Yeah. Also, there's 2 cars to move as well.
A lot of carbon fibre and all.
Yeah, and one of the cars is practically in bits.
You see that Fernando kept getting punctures because there were screws on the track.
Who was it yesterday? Was it Fernando?
Yeah.
He was like, I've got a...
Yeah, like in FP1, he had, because they were just, that the FA were like, you need to clean the track.
Someone's car's undressing.
Yeah.
They've just...
It's like Mario Kart, just left bananas on the track.
they just said, the track's ready, off you go. You need to sweep this track, please? They'll be all right.
What are we thinking for Vegas? We're excited for Vegas.
I don't know now. Have you seen the videos of everything that's been going on? It just gives me this weird feeling about it.
Yeah, residents aren't.
Yeah, why are you like, they've literally dug up trees. They've got rid of they had like a nice little water section. It's all concrete.
Gone.
Everything looks so barren. Maybe it'll look good when it's all lit up and...
That's mad. It's like Vegas is the least like natural place in the world.
Yeah.
They've made it more
little
unnatural.
bit of nature they did have, they're like, no, fuck that.
That tree's gone.
The thing I feel like it's going to be very anticlimactic. Like everyone's building up this hype. It's going to be Vegas. We're going to have casinos, this and whatever. But then I feel like the race is going to be very dull and there's going to be no action at all.
Yeah, I think that they need to. I think if they judge the DRS correctly, it could be interesting because there's a lot of straights. But you don't want it to be the DRS is so powerful that you just breeze past, don't even have to make the move in the braking zone, or it's not powerful. Like I think they should chill out on the DRS a bit, like because there's so much opportunity for slipstream there.
That's the thing. As long as that layout is the layout is smooth, because that's my concern. It being such a, street circuits are not great at the best of times. But then, will they care? Will they be at Sao Paulo where there's nuts and bolts everywhere, like kind of thing? That's the real concern. I think. Will it be entertaining? God knows. There's going to be a lot of complaining in the practice sessions.
Yeah, it's a bit like how the these cars are massive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then going on a street circuit, like when you look at Monaco now, it's just
It doesn't work.
it's just literally the
Sad,
races
innit?
on Saturday, where if you're on pole, well done,
Yeah.
fine. Unless you're Charles Leclerc and things go horribly wrong. Right?
Always.
Yeah, we should have never got to that state where, like Monaco, for example, we're not, as you say, Saturday is the day to watch.
It's one of the worst races now, I think, Monaco.
That's such a shame.
Yeah, and
To watch.
the thing is, I think they need, these cars are way too big to race water. Like we see Formula E racing at Monaco, and it's pretty good because them cars are a lot smaller
The only
and they're
thing I
not
don't like
aero
is the noise.
dependent.
Is the noise? There's no
Formula
grunt
E?
to it. It's just
Yeah. It's like I that's just something I can't get over with it. Like I think Formula E's gotten better as a product, but the sound just doesn't
Doesn't hit.
hit with me. I just can't do it.
It's like just Uber driver noise.
I find it actively
Like the empty,
displeasing.
Yeah.
Uber drive.
It's a
like-
Prius.
you know when
with
you
Prius
looking
Uber.
like
you know when you get like
Transformers.
24-hour Le Mans and they come out the pits and you hear the yee, and then the engine kicks in. You're still waiting for the engine to kick
Waiting
in,
for
and
that
you're
to
like,
kick back,
it's
yeah.
coming. It's not. But
I definitely want to go see it live though. I haven't seen it in the XL yet, so I'd like
Yeah.
to go see that. And
it's good.
I'll probably have a great.
I think around certain tracks, like Mexico, they have a good race. It's really good. Like around the same race track as the F1, they kind of modify it a little bit. And
Yeah.
like mix up the qualifying as well. It's a little bit different. I think there's a place
Concept
for
is
it.
good, isn't it? The concept of
Yeah.
the whole sport is good, and
It's
it
getting-
allows more drivers to get more opportunities. And the more the merrier, really. Is it my cup of tea? Not quite. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Just the noise of it. You're waiting to hear. Like all you can smell is tire smoke. There's no noise.
Right. Race resume at 14:31 local time. So we've got about 5 minutes, people.
All right.
Lovely stuff.
Bosh.
See
That's
if,
quite a long red flag, to be fair.
let's see
So
if
far.
Piastri
Yeah,
gets
it
his
is.
car ready.
Yes. I think Daniels is ready. I hope Oscars is ready.
Daniel on that replay team radio was sort of like, yeah, this car's done. That's what he was kind of saying, but it was a replay. So whether that's because the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
clip we've
yeah.
seen is him still in the car. So
And
Maybe
again, like as a driver, you probably assume safety car because red flags, well,
Yeah.
they're a lot more common nowadays. They didn't used to be very common.
Yeah.
Not at all. But yeah, I think back to Monaco briefly. I think they just need to adjust the format to fit. I think they need to mandate a 2-stop at Monaco for me. Mandate a 2-stop because then at least you're given a bit more strategic ways of passing because you're never going to have wheel-to-wheel racing at Monaco. That's just not going to happen. Is Alex out of his car?
I was gonna say he's in no race.
He's already got his trousers on.
He's had the shower. He's done.
Looking very cat.
He's not even wearing his own trainers.
Yeah,
He
he's
designed.
done.
What's he doing? But yeah,
Poor Alex.
nah, I mean, he was points for a long shot here anyway, so I'm not too sad as a Albon fan. But yeah, I think, and I think even like, well, I still think one-shot quality at Monaco would be more interesting, more
What, like
exciting.
the game.
Yeah, yeah, why not?
Go to
yeah,
the track.
do it. That's it. Is that yeah? Unlimited respawns.
Yeah, we have something called flashback.
Exactly. Bring it back. I think they can make it better, but we'll see. We'll see with Monaco. Still on the calendar. I think it's an important part. Like we've got 24 races next year. I don't mind
Busy, busy.
one
I think
race that's like mainly about qualifying.
It's a month off in it as well. It's like literally they have like December. I think they just have January off or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it's straight back to testing.
Yeah. So
Do you hear that Oscar Piastri and Ricardo will start at the back of the grid
Nah.
if all goes well?
makes sense.
So they'll start at the back.
No resetting. Because I think in Australia it was because they hadn't got to the first mini sector. I think
Okay, yeah.
it was something because you got the main sectors, didn't you? Like the 3, but then there's the mini sectors as well. But mate, the atmosphere looks incredible there.
That Australian Grand Prix, all I can hear is Carlos Sainz. It's all like that's what that race reminds me of.
That broke my heart, I must admit.
He was so sad.
To him in that
Please.
thing. This is not
Please, Ricky,
because
please.
this is the thing. They nullified like the position, so they
Yeah.
put everyone back
Yeah,
to normal.
no,
But then they're like,
no.
"No, we'll still give him a penalty."
As for you,
And then it ended under the safety car, and everyone was literally side by side as they crossed the line. So he ended up at the back anyway. It was awful.
yeah,
I think Carlos's radios are my favourite.
I like.
It's so good. It's so good.
Best one was stop inventing. Stop inventing.
Stop inventing.
I want to win this race, Tom.
Sao Paulo, what do you reckon? Like top 3 tracks?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Formula One.
I love this section when
Yeah.
it's, the triple header. So
Yeah, you love it.
yeah, I just think like the
Americans.
European races, they don't hit for me like they used
they're
to.
not.
This section, like Mexico, Brazil,
I rate that. I still think I think there's too much. It's still too European centric for sure. The calendar. I would happily lose a couple of European races if it went. We could go to, Kyalami, Sepang,
Sepang.
They're all too samey, the European ones.
Yeah. The thing with the European
what would you lose? What European ones would you cut in?
I think
Elle's version of.
I don't know. In terms of keeping, you need Silverstone, Spa, Monza.
Classics.
The thing is that Silverstone's a good track because it's wide enough that these cars can actually overtake and actually do some, have a good race, and there's plenty of action. Monaco definitely off the. I know it's got history. No.
I
know it's got history, but for me, it's
I can't endorse that.
I wouldn't be fussed about going. If I got invited to all of them, I would Monaco be my least.
Are you removing Monaco off the grid?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I would go to Monaco if it was a free bar.
Well, you go.
You're just going for the event, but to actually I'm talking on the level of actual racing, watching the race, and I get watching the race anyway.
I'd do it as a one-off. I went to Miami last year. I'm glad I went. It was a one-off.
How was that?
It was very I've been to Austria, Silverstone. I've been to tracks that have a real good vibe. It wasn't that. There was a lot of casino owners. You could tell there was a lot of money people there.
What about the racing though?
It stank. No?
It wasn't great, was it?
It wasn't great.
To be fair though, so I was it was great for qualifying because I was at the S's. It's turn 4, 5, I think it is, when it's really quick left, right, and seeing these cars on low fuel, soft tyres go through those kind of corners that are similar to Maggots Beckett, similar to the S's that was amazing. Seeing the cars through there was quality.
Great appreciation.
For a qualifying day, Miami, do it and go at the S's. Anywhere you're seeing these cars go flat out and just defy the laws of physics, is impressive. But I wouldn't go back. I'm glad I went, but I wouldn't.
Did you meet LL Cool J?
I saw some people at a distance. I saw Shaq. I mean, you can't.
Oh, you can't miss him, can you?
Like when he was on the podium with Lewis.
From a mile off, But
no, I found Miami. It was when he was doing them introductions. I was like,
oh my god.
I was sitting there watching it at home, and I just wanted the ground to swallow me up.
The thing is, the concept was good. I liked the idea. It just the execution was awful. But the idea I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, good introductions, but.
Could you imagine?
Or when they came out?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Could you imagine?
That was...
I don't know, you watch wrestling or whatever, when they got the entrance music and then
boxing,
the announcer
when they come out.
That's cool. I like the idea of that. But yeah, it was just executed pure.
Do you know what it is as well? With boxing, there's only 2 people that are going to come out.
Sure.
So you got to wait for it. There's 20 guys that you got to wait to come out there. And you have to have a story about all of them. The one about Lance Stroll had me in pit. It was but he fought through the pain. And I was like, oh.
The pain.
What pain?
Yeah.
The pain.
He broke both of his hands. I was like, oh my God.
No, but that's the thing. That's the gimmick, though. You need the cheese.
Some of them hated it. They were get me out.
It was
good.
It was the typical good American cheese. You need it. You need that kind of...
I know we've got a lot of American listeners, right? Yeah. And I remember at the time, I think the majority of my American viewership were this is so cringe. Even then, we're why are they showing us off to the world like this?
That's a shame.
But this is why I'm glad we got Austin, because Austin's a bit more down to earth and real. But this race is about to restart, by the way, everyone.
Here we go. Let's see. Hopefully, it's not another red flag.
Part 2. Yeah, this could be a long one, everyone. But Ricciardo is back. We know that.
Wicked.
Ricciardo is back. Lando's
Lando, let's make this
up.
count.
Lando,
I've got you P1, my friend.
I've got Lando to get the jump. Come on.
I've got you P1.
So he did get too much wheel spin yesterday. I saw F1 Data Analytics on Twitter talking about the showing. Yeah, he just got a bit of wheel spin. Max got full throttle about a second before Lando did, which is significant. And that's what made the difference in the end. But I think from yesterday, given the pace differential, Ricciardo's going to have to start from the pits.
Oh, right.
I guess.
Is it? Why?
Yeah.
Back of the grid pit lane start.
Maybe it's because they had to. It must be because
Piastri had a wing.
they've changed bits that are not under part firm.
Oh, they're both
there you go, yeah.
Piastri as well, yeah. They're going to start first and second.
The light goes green.
Just do it. Fuck it.
I'll tell you now, Piastri will get in the points at the end of this race.
Here we go. It's a big prediction. 4 lights, 5 lights. Part 2, Brazilian Grand Prix.
Let's go.
Oh, it's a good start from
not
Max.
Again.
Go on, Lewis.
Come on, Lewis.
You wanted to say
Lewis
that,
I
though.
did.
Ooh.
It's Lewis and Lando side by side. Lando holds position P2.
Clean. All right, let's go.
One of the Aston Martins dropped like a stone.
I bet it's Stroll.
I gotta put money on it.
Oh, Alonso on the inside of Hamilton.
Yeah, he's got.
Oh, he's done
He
it.
had a real bad exit after that lockup.
Nice move,
Hamilton
Fernando.
had a real bad exit,
Come on, Lewis.
but he's
get
coming
him
back.
There. We can't get through.
No.
Well played,
This
Alonso.
circuit's quite narrow as well.
Have
to
a
be
tough
fair.
race.
Yeah, this part of it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stroll lost position. He's behind Perez now.
George behind Lewis.
Sainz right back. Ooh, that's Sonoda and one of the Alpines. Ooh, come on, Yuki.
Go on, Yuki.
Keep it clean, son. He's still there.
Inside.
Gasly and Sonoda, the old mates.
Oh.
Position, Sonoda's still there.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, Sonoda's lost it almost. Oh, Ocon got past him. He's fucked now.
Yeah.
Yuki lost so much momentum.
Yeah, that uphill bit's gonna. Look, he's a sitting duck.
Got a hassle over him. That's never a good sign.
Yeah, when the Haas is coming past you, you got to start wondering why.
Yeah. Questions have to be asked, doesn't it?
Lance and Carlos fighting. Norris within a second of Verstappen.
Who put Stroll P5?
It's a marathon, not a sprint. He's seventh, right? It's,
He's only going to drop.
Albon and Magnussen, no further investigation. Oh, that's really interesting, helpful information.
Well, there's no need to give someone a penalty. They're both out. So.
No foul, yeah.
So everyone's on softs,
Yeah, except
apart from
Piastri.
Piastri. Yeah. Interesting. And they're both a lap down, according to the counter.
Yeah, you imagine how long it must have taken for the last car to get past that pit lane. And then I've got to start.
These two need a safety car desperately
Yeah.
to have any chance. Yeah, Gasly, Ocon both up into the points. Hamilton, Russell. Yeah, that was important for Alonso, I think, because race pace. But Alonso showed, like, yesterday on the softs, he was rapid.
Yeah.
And the Mercedes were not. So
I don't know whether Mercedes tried to just gun it and have no time management because it was just a sprint.
But they're never as good in quali, are they?
Nah.
Always been
yeah,
racing.
you're right. Typically, they are more of a race car.
Oh.
Ooh, Verstappen fastest lap. Bottas all over the back of Hulkenberg. All kind of settled in.
Norris is still with him, though.
DRS is enabled. Here we go. Right, now we should start seeing
Come
stuff.
Well, this is the thing. Yesterday we had a DRS train, which wasn't great.
Oh, George
Work
beating up.
together. Ooh.
Look at him.
Turned over
There
and
you
leave.
go.
I'm not going to think of myself today. Yeah, it's 0.7 between Norris and Verstappen here with DRS.
All right.
We'll take that.
He's really stayed with him.
Okay, Lando. Okay.
Cue Verstappen rant on the radio.
What?
the F are these guys?
You've already won the championship back. But Alonso's already broken DRS to Hamilton. They always show this replay at the same time. It's like we could be seeing an Alonso Verstappen fight into turn one right now.
Ooh, look
Oh.
at this. It's lock up.
Yeah, that's where and that's where Alonso got him
Yeah.
on the next turn.
Because we saw there was no traction on that Mercedes yesterday. And same again.
Hopefully that's not giving him too much of a flat spot as well.
It looked pretty solid, that lock up as well, didn't it?
Good move, Alonso. Good move up the inside. Yeah, Lando.
Look at that shift.
Max just see you later. Yeah, poor start from Lando, but held on in the end.
Held on, yeah.
3.5 tenths and fastest lap Lando Norris.
Go on, Lando.
I'm on Lando.
Not seen any of it. Thanks, race directors.
P1 Lando. Let's do this, baby.
Ooh, yeah. Alonso's 1.5 ahead of Hamilton now, so
Yeah.
Hamilton needs to drag Russell along here.
But then he shouldn't panic because we can see those tyres can fall off at any moment in time. I think it will come back to Mercedes at some stage as long as they just
Get the
keep
strategy
steady.
right.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. Yeah.
Get some pit stops right, which they're not
Well,
often.
they don't do a sub-3 pit stop, do they?
Not often. They've been better last
but
couple of
they,
weeks.
safe.
Nah,
Safe.
I think they're like 7th best, which is not really for a team like Mercedes. Right, here we go. Lando's going to get some DRS into T1. 7 tenths behind Max. Doesn't look like he's close enough unless he does a Ricciardo-esque dive bomb. Go on, lad.
He's coming close.
Always compromise Max's line.
Yeah,
okay,
he has.
Okay.
Well done.
Come on,
Okay.
Lando.
Second DRS zone.
You got him.
Oh, it's a good drive from Verstappen.
Yeah,
but
good exit.
here we
Come on,
go.
Lando.
3 tenths. 2.5 tenths. 2 tenths. Ran the outside.
Nah.
Oh,
Max will run him off.
Verstappen defended that well. Well,
yes. You can even hear the crowd as well. They're going for it.
Look how
Lando's-
close the field is.
I reckon it wouldn't surprise me if Max is just like, I just want to have some fun and battle with my mate. You know what I mean? He's got like 3 seconds in hand. He's like, nah, you know what, Lando, let's just shoot the shit.
From Brundle. Lando and Piastri and Ricciardo are lapped down because they didn't follow the safety car. They went straight into the pits. That's why they're a lap down.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. So when I don't even know what that means. That's what Brundle's just mentioned now. So I don't know what.
Test session.
Yeah.
You're a lap down. Test session. And Max has broken 1.2 to Norris now.
Oh, mate.
If you look from
why?
Russell down, look how close it is.
Yes, it's a big
Proper
train.
DRS
squeezed, yeah.
train.
Everyone's in a train, basically, yeah. From
Is it the George Russell train?
Hamilton back.
Or is it the Sergio Perez?
It's the Hamilton train.
Hamilton. train.
Hamilton
it is.
train.
Oh. No, he's not having it. Did have a look.
Do you remember when Alonso did this at Monaco? He like kept everyone behind him.
Literally.
He was driving like 2
That
seconds
was
a lap
just a
slower.
savagery
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Just to fuck with everyone.
Was that when he was in the Alpine?
It was.
Yeah, he was
It
a
was.
savage.
It was.
When he knows his car is a dud,
Yeah.
his character
He just has
completely
fun.
flips. Yeah, he just says,
He just plays the dark
the
arts.
hell with this. Last week in Mexico, when he retired a lap before the race finished, I said, this guy, he can't be serious. Him and Stroll.
Tell you what, he's holding his gap to Lando though. 1.3, Alonso to Norris. 2.7, Hamilton to Alonso. Aston Martin.
God.
He's going to have
Aston
a tough race.
Martin. Could maybe they re-overtake McLaren
It's lap 9. It's lap 9.
in the constructors?
They ain't re-overtaking no in no constructors.
We'll see. We'll see.
I say that.
I say that, but
Yeah.
well, this is currently what it's 15 points Alonso. It's
Oh,
6. Oh, here we go.
he wants to overtake.
Oh God, George is pushing for let me past.
What about the teamwork, eh?
Well, that kind of is teamwork because if he's lapping faster than Hamilton,
George was quicker than Lewis yesterday in the sprint.
yeah.
He had more pace than Lewis.
He did.
That dynamic is so interesting between the two of them. Last season, Russell. This season, Lewis.
It's a mistake, Mercedes.
Toto signed up for 2 more years of it.
I just wonder their relationship, how it's going to go.
Off track, you mean?
Yeah, them two. Obviously, they're buddy-buddy, but each year...
Yeah.
It's like the whole when Hamilton and Rosberg were teammates.
The thing is with Hamilton and Rosberg, they used to be best
They were
mates.
like
Exactly.
best
That's the
buddies.
mad thing about
So that
it.
made it even more like it stung a lot more between them two. But at least they were fighting for a title.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Makes it worth the fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to put yourself first, you put yourself first when you know you've got a competitive car. You can argue that, right? Again, it's like 2007. Hamilton and Alonso fought each other, tripped each other up. Raikkonen came through and took the title. 4 tenths between Russell and Hamilton. So we'll have DRS, but it's not close enough. Perez is going to give Russell something to think about here into turn 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
George compromises his line. Yeah, how do Mercedes play this? Because if Russell is going quicker than Hamilton,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be Bono telling Lewis to let George pass.
I think they're going to have a tough race.
You're going to have to look at the bigger picture of like, if he's lapping quicker, let him go past now so he can actually catch up to Norris and Alonso.
That's the thing. It's 3 seconds Hamilton to Alonso now.
Yeah. But the more he stays there, the bigger the gap's going to get, no doubt.
It seems like Alonso's lapping as quick as Norris right now. That gap's not changed. So that the Astons are quick.
What's going on
The
with
Astons
Aston
are
Martin?
actually
Yeah,
quick.
they're actually quick.
Is this Bahrain?
Wind it back.
I would love to see, like, obviously it wouldn't. Oh, Sorry. I would love. I thought Perez was going for the outside.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, what's he doing?
I would love to almost go back to Bahrain and just see how these cars fare. Bahrain at the end of the year versus Bahrain at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Because then you see how all the developments.
That would be really good, actually.
That would be interesting.
That would be.
It's like, did you see the stat of like how much time gained in McLaren?
Relative to Red Bull, yeah, man.
And it said like
Crazy.
Williams haven't made speed development,
No.
but
In
That's
Stella,
the
we
thing,
trust.
because it's all relative to Red Bull. That's the thing. That graphic's all relative to Red Bull, and
Yeah.
they've just kept stepping forward because they had the right concept from day dot. That's what happens when you got Adrian Newey at the wheel. But
True.
what do we make of? Obviously, there's been a bit of movement around at Mercedes as well. Mike Elliott's out the door. He was the man, kind of seen as being the man behind the zero pod. Obviously, it wasn't just him, but that's kind of where it feels like that's gone badly wrong, and maybe that's kind of, well, he's basically gone on gardening leave. So
I've seen that, the backlash. A lot of people are like, good, he's gone. He made this stinker of a car.
The
thing is,
timing's weird,
been
though.
in that team for a long time.
Yeah, timing.
Timing's weird because was his family in Austin? Was it like he had his family down and
Yeah.
everything in Austin? And then it was before the news broke, and then the news came out. And I think Ted Kravitz alluded to the fact that, this is probably why. Whenever you see families, you know that there's something going on. And I just wondered, why was Austin the last race? Or, why here? Why couldn't we just do this in the winter, like in the summer?
And gardening leave as well. It's like,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to come in, but you're there.
He can't work.
Yeah, you're getting paid. So
True, he collects his money, he's fine.
plan A. Well, that does leave the door open to potentially him moving to another team. Because often when it's gardening leave, I mean, Bonotto got a year of gardening leave.
Yeah.
Doesn't guarantee he's going to go anywhere else, but it just means you can't go to another team within
exactly.
a certain period. But yeah, obviously they've got Allison's back at the wheel, the F1 team, which I think is the right decision ultimately.
Yeah? You're a fan, yeah?
Yeah, come on. Him and Newey are the two. Like, look
They're
at
the kings.
Allison's won like 10 titles, I think. I know Newey's got the most, but Allison Cars
He's
have
not
won 10.
slouch, Allison.
So, not that he's been he's not necessarily had the same responsibility as Newey at his teams, but he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. All right, gaps now, it's 2-3 Verstappen to Norris, 2 seconds Alonso is behind Lando. So it's keeping that pretty steady because then it's 4-3 Hamilton to Alonso, 4.3 seconds. So the Mercedes is falling back.
They're going to need to do something. Pit early or...
They will. Pit for hards or pit for something.
But they were shit on the soft yesterday, and
This is the thing.
they're a bit
They're
shit
still
on the
running
soft today. Oh, we've got the battle for 14th, 15th.
Go on.
Come on, get some DRS re-overtakes.
What was the lifespan?
Perez up the inside
Yeah,
of
he's got it.
George.
He's going to pick off Lewis next.
Now
Yeah.
wait, I want to hear this team radio because George must be fuming.
He's going to say,
yeah.
He's going to come back now, though. Got DRS.
Ooh.
This is exactly what happened yesterday.
Oh God.
We saw a lot of that.
Oh, Perez saved it, though. Nice. Well done, Checo.
Oh, right on him.
Parked it on the apex there. And Russell couldn't.
Come on, Perez, you need a good race.
Checo did that well, actually. Did
He
very
does
well.
need a good race.
I feel sorry
Here
for
we
him this
go.
year.
Are we working together? There you go.
We're still discussing. Oh my Mercedes,
God.
you're not helping yourselves, are you?
You don't say that.
That is their
every
version
time.
of we are checking.
Do
We
you
are
know what?
checking.
Though? I feel for them in this scenario because I genuinely think had they switched the 2 round, I could see us being at the end of this race saying, imagine if they just kept the positions, Lewis would have been far better off on the podium, for example. Something tells me because Lewis is the better one at saving those tyres than George is going to go and burn out quick, whereas Lewis can hold station for a long time and towards the end of the race might be, I don't know how far off the podium.
Yeah. The only thing is
honestly,
that
if
he's
you-
got Perez behind him now, and I think Perez is gunning for him.
Oh yeah, Perez.
Yes.
So he needs that seat.
But they got to think about the long-term game, Mercedes. That's
Yeah.
the only problem that they've got. And that's why I kind of feel for, like, when we're still checking, I think they're legit. They're
Ocon
being
pits.
serious.
They just didn't know what to say.
It's just their polite way
Really
of saying
fancy.
no. They're just going to keep him on the lead.
Russell's like, are we working together or what?
The thing is, yeah, it's hard to say if Russell would have stayed ahead of Perez if they had switched positions,
Yeah.
because Perez would have got Hamilton almost certainly. I mean, again, like you look at, it's the same tyre as the sprint yesterday. We've had fewer laps than we had in the sprint yesterday, and the performance has been pretty like for like. So, well, it's a good little move to Checo. He needs a good weekend.
Yeah.
What do you two reckon, Perez, Ricciardo? Where are you sitting on that for 2024?
Did you see Max's statement about it? Interesting.
He was very open, wasn't he?
Very open, like surprisingly so.
Yeah.
Kind of made it sound like he wants Ricciardo there.
He confirmed that the door is open. The opportunity is there. Like,
He didn't shut it down.
no. And even like, again, the whole Red Bull, like Horners, our intention, well, they had an intention of keeping Gasly, but they put Albon in 2019. So
I don't honestly think if Ricciardo went there, it would be different.
do you not think it'd be any different? Do you think it'd just be a like-for-like change?
I just think Perez, like, how can he do a better job? He's probably going to finish P2 in the drivers. What more can you want?
It's the points, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know, though. Ricciardo there, what's he going to do?
See, I'd argue that gap's too big. I think Ricciardo would be
between the two?
closer.
Yeah.
Because especially if everyone else is closer to Red Bull next year. I mean, Perez's average qualifying position is like way down. And like, imagine everyone else gets quicker relative to Red Bull. He's only going to go further backwards unless he improves, which I'd love to see it. And also he brings a lot of big sponsors, which pay a lot of money to be on that.
Oh,
Red
it'd be
Bull.
great to see him there.
But in a title fight, maybe that could end up hurting Red Bull keeping him. If he doesn't improve, I think it would actually hurt him, hurt Red Bull. If it doesn't improve.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been on the opinion this year is just a bad year. It's just a write-off for Checo, and he's allowed to have a bad year. His seat shouldn't be under
A bad
pressure.
year.
But why
is
is it a
long.
bad year?
I know.
You can't have a bad year in F1.
Not when
have a
you've
bad
got 11 years of
3.
experience.
I say bad year in a sense, but remember, like the first 4 races he won 2, and it looked like he was on course to be like, here we are. I'm going to try and challenge
Right.
Max.
Yeah.
Whatever. The first year he was tremendous. He helped Max win that title. The second year wasn't impressive, but wasn't bad either. This year was bad. And I just think, switching it for Ricciardo, I just feel like it's too much of a knee-jerk reaction. Because as you said, I don't think with Danny in there, we're going to see much of a difference. And in fact, I think they're going to hurt their championship because Ricciardo will not leave. If there's a race win on the line, he's taking it by hook or by crook, even if it means,
I feel that he's got more probably. Of
Oh,
his
good, yeah.
own.
Yuki.
Thank God for that.
He just went wide for no reason. Dipped it on the grass. Oh, Yuki, man.
What do we think of Yuki?
Well, typically, look, he's had a couple. He's still he shouldn't be this raw
Unreliable.
after 3 seasons in F1. I would say that, I think.
He just gives off rookie, doesn't he?
I love that.
He
He exudes rookie.
Look,
Love
I'm a
that.
big Yuki fan, and I don't disagree. Like, he's got a stinker in him. Again, he was overzealous in Mexico.
Perez
Here we
and
go.
Hamilton.
Yeah, he's great.
Nice
Yeah.
one.
Right, Lewis could get him back, maybe.
What with that? No traction.
Red
Mercedes?
Bull,
They're gonna
that
have
Red
to
Bull's
pit him.
too quick. He's gonna have to change them tires. This is-
I mean, it's close. We're seeing fans.
Oh,
No, Perez got the inside. Nicely done, Checo. Up to P4. Lewis won't get him back now.
it wouldn't have been different if Russell and Lewis switched.
Yeah, I don't think it'd been different enough. I think George maybe had a bit of an advantage, but not enough to make a difference.
And surely you would think they're going to try and favour Lewis to try and chase that P2 in the
Yeah.
drivers.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? So
Against Checo, no.
What do you think of that? He says he's not fussed. Surely he is. If he gets P2, it must be nice.
do you know what? I think Lewis. Yeah, if it's not about the title, he doesn't want to know. But
He's
at
got
the same
7
time-
P1s, so
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like
But
imagine I
surely
get
if it was
P2 in
you,
this
yeah.
car. It's like if I get P2 in this car, imagine what I could do if I had half a decent car next year. And I'm actually surprised at how good he's been this year. Not because I don't think Lewis is good. I just think because the car was
Here
so
he comes.
bad.
speak the devil.
Who's this, Lewis?
In the pits.
It doesn't feel like he's been P2.
It doesn't
Right,
feel like
let's guess pit stop time.
3.3.
3.2.
I was gonna say 3.2, but I'll go 3.1.
2.5. I'm believing.
Turn it in.
Come on.
Ooh.
Come on.
Ooh.
Oh, that was all right, you know.
Did not look bad.
Oh!
7.
Well done, Mercedes.
They're
There
not
you go.
often under 3, are they?
No, they're not.
And
That's why we got so gassed about a 2.7. McLaren did a 1.8.
you know, and you know, the 2.7 is gonna be like the longest time as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, that Toto's been listening to the podcast, right? We've rinsed them many a time. We've had Cameron on many a time to rinse their subpar pit stops. But there you go, Norris Radio. Let's pick up the pace, Lando, a little bit. Hurry up. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, what do you think he's doing?
Yeah, I am. Lando.
I love it when they say that. They're like, go on. They're like, what do you think?
Yeah, I am.
The best one was George, innit? And they're like, they were saying about, oh, you need to manage these tyres. He goes, I don't know if you've seen, but there's a car up my arse.
Well, he was sassy earlier on the radio where they were saying, you know, I can't remember. I think he just spoke to them saying, you know, do you want me to concede position or do you want me to look after the tyres? Because looking after the tyres means I'm going to concede positions. So just earlier on in this race.
Russell Pitts. George Russell. Right, quick. 2-8.
2-9.
3, bang on.
3-1.
Oh, no, it was awful.
We've been attempt.
Awful.
Two.
No,
You said
he
2-9.
said that.
Did you say 2 now?
There you go. We all went with an close. You know what? What did I say? There's 2 pit stops under 3 seconds. Bravo.
They've been getting in some
Still be the
protein
longest
now.
pit stops.
Bravo. Yeah, it's still nothing
One step
exceptional.
at a time,
but-
innit?
Yeah.
One step at a time.
So yeah, they've gone early onto the mediums. Have the Mercedes, Bottas, Ocon, Joe, and Piastri's still on the mediums. But yeah, Bottas, Ocon, and Joe have all
coming in
pitted as well.
now.
They have to stop again. Shut up.
It's lap 20. So we had 24 laps, didn't we, in the sprint yesterday?
We did.
Oh, shit.
Oh no, Lewis's left front is starting to steer right.
Oh, fuck.
Well, we
That's never
we
good.
just gave Mercedes.
See that 2.7? You see that 2.5 they got or whatever it was?
They rushed their pits.
There's a reason it was that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna
dear
say what,
me.
these
Please no Mercedes.
Mechanics are having protein now. Surely not. Oh,
If you were, just pit him again and stick on a hard and just try and go to the end. Like I
you
don't
might
know.
as well, innit?
Like if you.
You got nothing to lose at that point, innit?
To be fair, a hard tire in Interlagos.
I know.
Really? Like,
But-
really? Oh,
Is Perez in? 2-2. That's how it's done, Mercedes.
See?
that's how it's done.
Told you them 2.7s and 2.9s are too long.
Will be the longest one.
So I mean, they've got the best driver, they've got the best race team, and they've got the best car.
And strategist, probably.
Absolutely. Go on, Hannah on the strategy. Brilliant, love it. That's the thing, and that's why they're such a force at the minute. They're winning in all areas.
And in fairness to them, they've been like this for years. It's just that they've had either they blamed the Renault engine when they weren't winning the title, or it was more so like engine related. Everything else,
unreliability.
yeah, exactly.
Remember, was it Ricciardo retired like 6 times in his last year at Red Bull or
Yeah.
something? It was 5
That's
or 6. I think.
shocking.
Yeah,
so
technical failures. There's been none for Max this year. So impressive.
And normally we get Max at the start of the year, don't we? Or like Red Bull at the start of the year. I mean,
Yeah.
they had like electronics issues.
We'll
Like-
start last year
Yeah,
Yeah.
start last year they were having a mess.
at Bahrain. They just both had those lazy little spins.
That was fun. I miss it.
Yeah,
I missed it.
when Charles was. It's so. We literally started the last lap, Belgium, 2022, which was the first race that
sure.
Max dominated.
It's your fault, is it?
14 to first in 12 laps.
So what we're saying.
So we missed so since we've started, Max has been dominating.
Oh,
Fuck,
man.
maybe we have to. Maybe the only way Max stops dominating is if we can the show. Lewis.
Oh.
Shit. Shit.
Producer Lewis Molly. Yeah.
We just change the name. It'll be fine.
The first lap. Let's go with that.
The latest lap. Right, Hulkenberg's in the pits. Cool.
Hamilton's staying out, so clearly it's doing all right.
Why did we follow them?
Perez came out behind Hamilton. So Hamilton got the undercut. And Perez isn't happy about being behind Lewis. But he should get past, especially if Lewis's left is pointing right.
Unless he was bluffing, which you'd like to
Well,
hope so.
yeah, maybe that's a little like...
Remember
Early
back in the
on.
days when it's like, my tyres are finished, fastest lap. What?
Yeah.
I love
You literally said that,
These tyres got no grip, man. It's like that purple
You sound like
sectors.
Lewis.
yeah. On Twitter, there was something circulating about him lying on team radio where he said, I think my tyres are gone, Bono. No, my race is done, Bono. And then all of a sudden, bang, and
Hammer
through
time.
goes Hamilton. Yeah. It's like, come on.
Through goes Hamilton. Yeah, Perez is all over the back of him now. Maybe he came up with that as like a little, when I say my left is pointing right, this actually means this.
Yeah.
Because 100%,
Possibly force him to box.
they know, yeah,
They might think he's driving slower.
potentially, yeah.
Yeah, but oh
There
well.
you go.
It's over now.
See you later. mate.
Oh, side by side. Hamilton,
Ooh.
Perez. Perez cut back, but Lewis might be okay here, you know.
No, he's quite close.
Oh, yeah, Perez is very close.
He's getting him on this.
That Red Bull's so
That
good in
Red Bull
dirty
got
air as
good
well.
exit.
So good in dirty air.
Mind you, we didn't talk about this.
Yeah,
How
Perez
did
done.
Perez end up behind Hamilton?
Undercut.
No, but how? Like, about how? Because when you look at the timings, I mean, obviously it's the undercut, but as in, 2-2 for Perez in the pit stop, and it was a 2-7 for Lewis.
Yeah.
So there was a big
when
pace
Perez-
advantage
There was
in the
a
undercut.
stonker of a lap from Lewis.
It must have been a big outlap.
Even though it was turning to the right.
That's why it's cooked.
Do you know what I mean? He's another one. It's
like-
turning to the right. But
That
it's
is
just
an
been
Alfa
done the-
Romeo.
Retire.
Joe Guanyu retires.
See you later, pal.
I mean,
Look how big that car is though compared to the
know,
mechanics.
I know.
Huge.
It's mad, isn't
I remember there was an Alfa Romeo in Selfridges. I got a picture next to it, and I was like, "Oh my god, that was just absolutely huge."
it's crazy, isn't it? You see, like I know the Williams museum. They've got loads of cars from like all generations. You see the cars from the 90s, and they're huge actually.
it? Is it?
Like the wheels are massive, the tires are huge, and then the mid 2000 cars are tiny, and then these cars are now big again. So actually, these cars, I don't know the exact dimension, but I think they're closer to the 90s cars actually, just in terms of physical size. But obviously, these are a lot more sensitive to aero. That's why they're so quick. End of the day. But yeah, Joe Guanyu's race has come to an end. So we've already had 4 retirements this race. So Sargent's P13. Just think like this could be a good opportunity for Bottas, Sargent, Hulkenberg. You got Ricciardo and Piastri a lap down as well.
Yeah.
So actually, we've only really got 14 runners for 10 lots of points, unless there's a safety car. Of course.
Well, we need that safety car, maybe.
Yeah.
Imagine
that's
your
curveball.
Bottas. I always think. Imagine your Bottas. Like his races now. He must just sit there and just be like, "Yeah,
I'm here.
Sunday drive.
I'm
innit?
existing."
I'm here.
Collect this money, man. That's what you can do.
I'm here. Get in the bag. Get
He
his
must have
ass
been
out.
distraught, like leaving Mercedes. He just knew that was it, innit? That's the end.
And it's not like he went from Mercedes to, McLaren, Aston.
Something like that, yeah.
Lance
Straight to the
on
Alphas.
Russell
Oh my god.
easily passes. Stroll P5.
Yo,
Listen,
that move,
Mercedes race.
There's a bit
that move right there.
listen. Lance Stroll, mate, cook. 1 every 5 races, he becomes Lance a lot.
But that's the thing that annoys me about a driver like that, where it's more just mental, isn't it, rather than it is ability. He's got the ability clearly, and it's just, can I not?
The peaks are there, yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
the thing. It's like, give me some consistency. Do you know what I mean? Just give me a consistent. Because the day I have to rely on a Stroll turning up, it's frustrating.
It's just the mentality, isn't it? I mean, again, most of these drivers are there based on performance. They know if they don't perform, they won't be there.
Yeah.
Lance knows, like subconsciously, consciously as well. Like he's safe. He's safe in a seat. He's always been safe in a seat since he came in 2017. So that's gonna have an impact on how you prepare yourself. Of course, it is.
He's been in racing for a long time, hasn't he? Flipping hell. He's been in Formula One a while.
I'd like to see his stats.
He's in the top 50 of race starts of all time.
Top 50.
He's in top 50.
Wow.
I remember seeing something like it was a couple of, I think it was 2 races ago. He was like 49th or something. So he's in the top 50 of all time race starts. And he's only 24 still.
That's crazy.
But then ratio to points can't be good.
No. Mind you, he was in a Williams.
Yeah, he's not been, he's been in a right car. I mean, that
He's been okay, cars, isn't he?
Force India was cooking in 2020, wasn't it? But
He got a pole position in Turkey.
that's what I mean. His peaks have been there, but nowhere near the I mean, you look at like Max just does not make mistakes. He's just 3.5 seconds ahead of Lando, which is pretty close to be fair. Like Norris is 20 seconds ahead of Sainz. 20.
Love that.
You got to be happy with this pace, man.
Mate,
I'm sorry. Like
Do
you
know
might.
what?
Not.
It's become normal. Like this is Monday in the office. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a normal day now, and I'm drinking it in. I'm loving it. Don't get me wrong. I do remember the days. Me and Mahad know, man. We've been, the McLaren Fan TV people. They know what we've suffered with.
Yeah,
this year.
man.
Oh
What,
yeah.
what
Yeah,
we've
I
gone
feel
through.
The turnaround.
This is the time to just, and we're not even like popping the champers just yet, because next year, people, with that wind tunnel time and that new sort of the new factory, everything else, you know what I mean? It's gonna be
You've got your own wind tunnel now. This car was developed in the Toyota one.
Exactly.
It wasn't developed in your unsafe release Ferrari, possibly. 2.3 seconds for science.
2.3 though, good.
But Yuki stays ahead, I think.
Who's done a 4-1? Is that an Alpine? Gasly.
Hello, mate.
Forgot about that, dog.
You going to join us?
He's piped out.
Going to join us?
I thought there was a bat in here.
Something was
wings.
flying
Yeah.
in.
That's his ears. He's got bat ears, to be fair. Where you going, mate?
Where
Where you going? Where you going? He's going for a wander.
He's well behaved though.
And go and explore the studio. Oh, Verstappen box.
So all of a sudden the lights go out.
I need. Yeah.
Dogs chewed through the cable.
Through the cable. I'm gonna go pick him up because he's just gonna be a pest. Right, come in.
Oh man, 2-2 for.
See, I told you.
Verstappen there. Come on, Lando. Let's make this nice.
You know, I've actually
2-6?
done a pit stop and it was 6 seconds. So when I see like a 4, I'm like,
Are you joking?
bad. Yeah.
Wow. What
I did it
what
at the MTC. We did like a challenge.
Oh yeah.
So fun. But it
What
was.
part of what part were you? What part member were you in that
I was front left.
front left?
Yeah.
How heavy are they?
So heavy. So heavy.
They look it.
It's a lot heavier than I used
It's
to.
the way you have to carry it as well at that angle.
Certain angle, yeah.
I was on the wheel gun though.
Huh?
The fun job.
I'm always nervous about that one 'cause to get that position right, all the holes right in the right slot. Like that must be. I've seen.
Got to be well drilled. That's the thing.
Oh.
You're standing up to attention. You doing, mate? Hey? You doing? What do you think the race so far, Vincent?
Hammer's right there.
Oh, Russell's not far off Hamilton.
This should be fun.
This is.
Oh God, Mercedes Civil War. Here we go.
I love it when these.
Yeah.
I can't lie. Like I prayed for
Toto.
days when Mercedes.
This is what you signed up for, Toto.
This is a look at the guys just
What have I done?
unamused.
What have
Don't
I
sit
done?
there with a glum face. This is what you signed up for.
Come on, Lewis.
I think Lewis is ahead.
Something's up with that car.
That rear left blistering already.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's a shame for him. You know, he loves Brazil. Isn't he like a Brazilian
Honorary
citizen?
citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah. Right, George, always close. George always defending Lewis. Lewis is defending into turn 1. Come on, give us some spice. Give us some spice, boys. Come on, you know you want to.
Yeah, I longed for days when Mercedes were not so dominant, right? When it was like when they were just cleaning house.
And now you regret it.
But now I'm just like, this is sad.
Now it's just another team that's doing it.
Because what we want, is we want the best Red Bull, the best Merc, the best Ferrari, the best whatever. You know, we want the best McLaren, obviously. Yeah. We want the best of them, not that everyone has to be rubbish for us to get competition.
But Ferrari's the same. Like they're the same as Mercedes.
Yeah.
They need a really good line of events to even get to the podium.
You want 4 teams fighting for P1 rather than 4 teams fighting for P2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That would be perfect, wouldn't it?
Oh.
We're so close to it.
But, and I don't get why Formula One does this. Have you ever noticed that towards the end of a regulation era, they get so much closer to each other, then we just scrap it?
Yeah.
Change the
Oh,
rule.
let's go again.
Like, imagine if they kept 2021 style rules
Yeah.
for 2022.
Exactly. No,
You know,
exactly.
you would have had Hamilton, Verstappen. Ferrari probably would have been up there because they probably would have worked out what was going wrong again.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would have had a real good title fight.
Because Max's 2021 win still kind of doesn't come out of nowhere, but like 2020, Lewis cleaned up.
Yeah.
That pandemic season.
That was his most
clean up.
dominant
I
season.
tell you what, that car was on rails.
It was a joke.
It
that
was
one.
a Skeletric car, man. It would not. You could just go around any corner.
It's by far the best car they've made, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like, you go from that and then Max really, really challenging. And it was telling Abu Dhabi of 2020 when Max won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It was like, okay, here's some competition now.
Yeah.
For next year.
I mean, for Lewis, without that, in Monza when Gasly won,
Yeah.
and he had to pit because the team called him in, but he shouldn't have come in, so he got the penalty, so he was going from the back. And then in Silverstone, there was like they basically fucked up the setup of the car, basically. But without that, if Lewis had won them 2, he'd have had like 14 in a row, like wins. He was just unreal in 2020. Like him and that car were just doing what Max is doing right now, really.
Yeah.
Which is just looking clear and comfortable. And then Bottas but that's the difference. Like Bottas never missed a Q3 in 5 years at that team.
And he was winning as well. Like he would get the wins, challenge Lewis, overtake him.
Yeah.
I think it was Silverstone 2020, wasn't it? When them two were proper going at it.
That was
lap one, they were absolutely gunning for each other.
So good.
That was probably like one of my favourite bits. And then both of their tyres went.
Yeah.
And then my heart was in my mouth when I think he was going down the straight and you see Max cut through real quick and you're like, oh, he's coming for him.
Gasly making a move on Logan Sargent. Bosch.
Are you guys team supporters or driver supporters? What's your
Team Hamilton all the way.
team Hamilton?
Can't my hair tell you enough?
Well,
Inspiration.
I mean, you said you put Charles Leclerc to win this race, so I
I
started
knew
worrying.
Hamilton weren't. Not after yesterday's
worrying.
performance. I love to dream, but
Yeah.
it's got to be realistic, man.
Yeah. What about you?
I like to be semi-impartial, but everyone knows the way I talk about Lewis. I'm like,
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like you're allowed to have.
no, McLaren, Mercedes.
You know as well. Like, everyone has favourites.
Yeah.
Everyone has favourites.
You have people that you root
Journalists
for.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But also, I think that's what I find interesting, right? It's like, yeah, I've got my favourites. I mean, Ocon's one of my favourites, and fucking hell, he's been stinking the place up recently. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
That's unusual. You don't hear many like Ocon.
I like his story because he
Yeah.
genuinely came from like
Yeah.
crazy humble beginnings, and he's like family.
He's
summed
one of
up.
the only ones, isn't he? That's
Yeah.
proper.
And I like really, really respect that.
I definitely warm to him in Drive to Survive for sure because
People don't warm to him, do they?
yeah, they don't normally. Yeah, but like as he was saying, like
But he's a
the
bit of a
story-
dick on the track sometimes. And I think
I like
that's- yeah, but that's what I mean. He's like really nice off track, but then he's a bit like even yesterday when he was like,
No.
I didn't lose control. I'm like, you did. I mean, we've all seen it. Like, it's okay.
I mean,
It's okay.
Yeah, most of them after are like, fair. I've seen it now. It was me. He's like, no.
Nah.
and against like when you think he had like Perez as a teammate, everybody loves Perez. When he had that issue with Max here in Brazil, everybody kind of likes Max. They kind of loved this,
Alonso as well. Huge fan
Alonso
base.
as well. So he's always been up against the grain, like with like in terms of popularity contest. So yeah, you never often hear
teammates, yeah.
you never often hear
That's
anything.
the radio.
Go.
Oh, what's he saying?
I haven't been on the radio because I think it's quite obvious how much pace I've got.
Wow.
So he's sulking now.
He's trying to let his performance speak, but he's not overtaking him.
Wow. Okay.
I just, our Mercedes, like, I just don't know if Russell, how much of a delta does Russell actually have in pace? Because he's in dirty air here, but he's also getting DRS from Lewis. So,
Fighting for, sixth.
the thing is, this is where the team needs to be.
But then
like,
at the same time as well, what's his name? Lewis needs them points for P2 in the championship.
true,
he does
more than Russell needs.
How far off is he now?
He's 20 points.
Yeah,
20.
I think it's. Who scored more in the sprint? Because I think it was 20 coming into this race,
Oh, so I think
like coming into this weekend. But I think obviously with the sprint, Perez got third, didn't he? So I think it's a bit more than 20.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is that Hamilton's only like a second behind Stroll, so
Maybe they're buying their time.
it's just Mercedes, isn't it? They've just. I don't know. I feel like they maybe sold. I think Toto maybe sold George a dream. A Lewis-less Mercedes dream where you take over and become number one, because they're both number one. They're both number one drivers. George Russell is a number one driver in most teams on the grid.
I feel like they've kind of steered away from like having the number one, number two drivers. Like, look, you two are equally, well, not equally as good as each other, but you two have free reign to.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like George has stepped up and he's close, like points-wise, not this year, and he's not been great this year, but he's still close enough for us to be having these discussions.
Yeah.
Where they're like tripping over each other and all that.
Yeah, so to Lewis, the discussion on Lewis and Perez, Checo's 24 points ahead after the sprint yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Because Checo got on the podium, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
And
as well,
Lewis
yeah.
was what? Was he 7th?
Lou's starting to struggle with these tyres.
Here we go, fastest lap.
Okay,
He does
copy.
say this, though.
Yeah, come on, fastest lap.
Oh, I'd love it. I'd love it. Honestly,
Hammer
that would be
time.
hilarious.
thing is what? We've got 35 to go. He's only done 15 on these mediums. And they've already pitted once as well.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you think they confirm it
well,
all the way?
if Lewis is really struggling, then might need to put a hard tyre on to the end. Here we go. Carlos Sainz overtakes George Russell.
George is on the radio. George is definitely coming on the radio now.
Sauce.
They could pit for mediums again, though, couldn't they?
They could, yeah, because they started on softs, yeah. But again, if Lewis is struggling after only 15 laps on the mediums, obviously, the car gets lighter, so that will play into it. Get a bit more life out of the mediums if you do a second stint, but mediums are just not working for them. That's the thing as well, like certain cars, like do better or worse on different compounds as well.
Yeah.
Like, I know, obviously, talking about the sprint, for example, and it being a bit of a spoiler for the main race, but you could argue if you had a compound specifically for the sprint, the Mercedes might be quickest on the medium, but then fourth quickest on the hard. That does happen sometimes.
I like that. I do like that.
Yeah.
I've seen McLaren, go on to hards, and I'm standing there like, what are we doing? Why have we changed for hards? And then it's been the best strategy for us.
Because you can get pace out of the hards that other teams can't.
We're much better on the hards.
And they're still 5 off of Max. 9 ahead of Alonso now. Whew. Man, damn. But Alonso's holding Checo's just over a second behind Alonso, so that's looking like it could be the next scrap. Sainz is reading Hamilton in as well. Sargent, Hulkenberg. Ocon pitted again. He's on softs.
Let me just burn these tyres. Let me just rip. Piastri pitted for softs.
Poor Danny Rick.
Yeah, man.
He's a minute behind off. What a day.
He got the injury. Now he's got this race where his rear wing got wiped out at the start. Tsunoda on Bottas. Go on, Yuki.
It was comfortable from Yuki.
Very nice. Bit of weaving from Bottas, but I think that was just about legal. Thing is, Yuki lost a bunch of time, didn't he? Making that mistake, so.
Yeah.
But it's up to him to get the points today, because Williams don't look like they're going to.
It's a what if with AlphaTauri, though. At least, Williams, at least they've got the main point scorers out. But what could have been? Because had Danny had a clean start and Yuki didn't mess around, this could have been really nice.
Fastest lap, Lando Norris.
Come on. This is normal. It's a normal race weekend, Tommo. You've got to get used to McLaren doing fastest laps.
Fastest laps, no wins, but
Whoa.
poor old Lando. He's going to get a break one day. I pray it would be today, even though I wanted Leclerc to win.
Yeah, that win's
That
coming.
was mad.
That win's coming. Yeah, I can't believe right on cue.
As I asked you, as I said, as I was like,
he needs good
I
luck.
was looking at the TV and I just saw him in the barriers. I was like,
you saw that number 16.
how the hell did this
Very
happen?
Sainz around the outside of Hamilton, quite comfortable in the end at the second DRS zone.
Russell or Hamilton?
Nah, it's Hamilton.
Hamilton. Okay.
This
That
is the
bright
one.
neon lid.
Mercedes.
Nah, they need to regroup after this one
Mate, Mercedes.
because they won it last year as well. But
And I don't think they'll have a good Vegas either.
Wow.
Street circuit.
Yeah, I think
think it's good.
P2 is safe.
Yeah, the street circuit is so up in the air because I just wonder what kind of layout this track's going to be. How will it behave? FP1. That's the first thing I want to be looking at. Like,
And it's going to be freezing there as well, isn't it? Because it's late at night in the desert. So it's actually they're actually like quite concerned because it's going to be
really?
way colder than like
anyway.
pretty much any Grand Prix they've like been to in recent history. So
But I'd like to see a cold race. Like we're getting all
a
these.
cold race.
Yeah, like a cold.
everyone just like tires squealing up at the start. No temperature.
Hit the
driving on
fan belt
ice.
that's going off. Like.
Yeah.
Have you seen they're actually paying people to be F1 fans in Vegas?
Wow.
They've literally, like talent listing sites where you look for work. It literally says F1 fan. I've seen it all over TikTok.
Sign
People
me
are
up.
like, "I'll do it."
Really?
Yeah, you get paid because not enough people are going to be.
Sign me up. What? Vegas.
You know, Ellie,
They want it to look busy, basically.
Ellie, find that link, ping that.
Yeah,
over.
yeah. Send that across.
Yeah.
I
come
don't know
on.
about travel.
Yeah. Well,
You have
yeah.
to get
That's right.
yourself there.
I'm sure there were some cheap motels out there. Flights will be fine.
It's probably like requirements. Smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to like.
You can't
have to
look
bring
cold.
A cardboard cutout. No, you can't look bored. Bring a cardboard cutout out of a driver's face. That's your passing.
But
That's
it's
crazy.
actually legit. Like it's a
That's
full-on
amazing.
thing.
That's wild.
That is actually
Mate, if any of you listening, watching, are based in the States, look
Go be a fan.
into that. Look into that, because you might be able to get a little cheap flight to Vegas or cheap flight nearby and just drive, right? It's a big country, I get it, but there you go.
There you go.
You could pretend to be a Joe Guan Yu fan.
But it's crazy because they've blocked off so the residents can't watch. So they're doing that,
Oh,
but
have
then they
they?
need fans.
There's like bridges as well that they've built, but then even like normal bridges that they have, they're boarded up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are like peeling
Tearing it,
back
yeah.
because you got the big sphere, ain't you? The big.
Yeah.
That
Like,
is
people want to
sick.
look at that.
See as well, but it's all blocked off.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know.
Surely you want people to passers-by to watch it.
But then I feel like if it's a case of, if you're a passerby and you're standing on the bridge, then we're missing out on money for the ticket. And then it gives you more of a health and safety thing of everyone
Yeah.
congregating on the bridge to watch the race.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And for some reason, there are so many people at the bridge that it goes over the bridge capacity and the bridge collapses onto the track.
Well, that
And all of a
would.
sudden, here comes Max Verstappen.
Oh God.
God, this is really snowballing.
God, no.
Turn- It will turn into a horror movie in a blink of an eye.
The snowball effect you've just done there.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you can have a race in a place like Vegas, I guess there are certain concessions you need to make in it.
Yeah.
The people in the East Coast that are having to watch that race, I feel for you guys. Because in your own country, you're watching a race at like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. Like, what is going on?
On a Saturday night as well, isn't it?
Saturday night as well, yeah.
But we'll be here Sunday morning, 5:30 a.m. UK time for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Damn, looking forward to that one.
5:30.
No, I don't mind because we don't have many crazy early wake ups, so I don't mind. I don't mind the odd one.
I think it's fun.
Yeah,
No, it is.
Spices it up.
yeah, it's a bit different.
Because what's the earliest one we've done here? I think I did Suzuka here. That was pretty early.
Yeah, 6 a.m., wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is that when we were on stream for like 4 hours?
We was on the stream for about 10 hours.
Because it kept
Is it red
raining.
flags?
Yeah,
Red
'cause of the
flags.
rain.
And then we found out Max won when he found out. In an
Johnny Herbert.
Yeah. Johnny Herbert. Was it last year?
Bottas is retiring the car.
Oh,
So both Alfa Romeos are retired. Oh my God! Like no one's.
scenes.
So Hulkenberg is 13th, and he's
Just
Ricardo's
from
1.5 minutes behind him. Well, 1 minute 10.
is there even any reason to be out there at 1.5?
Treat it like practice.
Right,
Yeah,
you're
no, for real,
gathering
like-
data.
Data.
But
Data for what? I hear this term everywhere.
For what?
Gathering data. For what? Yeah. What are we gathering data for?
Being better, you know?
because this is the
What?
thing, you only get one practice. They only got one practice session, really.
is
But they
it.
only had one session to get it right.
Brazil's not till next year. Okay, when this is the
Yeah,
last
no.
action of our.
To be fair, Alex was saying about that in the sprint actually, because he recovered to like P15, so
Yeah.
still far from the points. But he was like, I was trying different things on the steering wheel. I was trying different lines. Just I don't
We
know.
can.
Yeah, giving the car a once over.
There's only so many things you could do on the simulator,
Yeah,
but having a real life experience
it's so limited.
in the line, gives you more of a.
Is Formula One too complicated though? Like, there's a lot going on in a driver's race. Like the amount of switching of
Never.
buttons
Yeah,
and
but
numbers.
that's what makes
it
them
never too
such
complex?
elite athletes
That's
at
part
the
of
same
the
time as
challenge,
well,
yeah.
innit? They're practically fighter pilots on wheels.
I like
I mean,
that.
drivers
You
like
know.
Fernando still have mental capacity to be like watching the screens and being like, "Oh, nice move from Lance."
Yeah.
I love it when they do that. They're like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like us. They're watching as well.
How have you got that concentration to a T where
Yeah,
you know?
And you think like when a car, like when there's an accident right in front of him and you see him like shimmy out of it
Yeah.
with minimal damage. Like when was it? I think it was qualifying in Qatar when Stroll absolutely binned it on the final corner.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who it was behind him, but I think it was Piastri. But Piastri shimmied through the entire like accident while it was still happening.
Yeah.
That's world class. I mean, if Alonso just on radio is asking, what's happened to the Mercedes? It's like, this is what's going on. And
Got Gasly within a second of Russell now.
Oh my god!
I thought this track would suit them.
go on, Gasly. That's-
It did last year, didn't it? They should have brought the W12.
Yeah,
whatever
the
it was,
no
license
side
car.
pods.
Yeah, just brought that car back for this
Oh,
race.
that's traumatizing.
Have you seen the images of? Have you seen what Lewis is saying about the W14? You can't wait to see the back of it, basically. And there's an image of him staring at that W14, like, you
Oh yeah,
With
it's W14 this
absolute
year.
disdain.
so be. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Happy boy. Yeah, Gasly. It's like the Alpines are quicker than the Mercedes, which is
Is that someone's house? Like flat? Is that what they were?
Don't know.
There's people standing on the balcony.
Can't do that in Vegas.
No, you can't do that.
Oh, don't worry. You'll see some crazy people try and do that.
There's going to be a maniac somewhere.
Yeah.
God, yeah, Gasly's all over the back of Russell now.
Go on, Gasly.
What has happened to them?
Eat this man up.
Yikes.
Just it seems to be chewing through tires more than the softs.
Well, you see, that's the thing with the sprint weekends, isn't it? You don't have enough time to set up this car at its peak. And it's a shame because we're not getting peak Mercedes here this weekend.
Oh, he's going to get him here easy.
But then at the same time, that does prove it does give you more of a challenge for the team. Like the team need to bring it because how some of the other teams are getting it right.
Yeah.
It's good for other teams.
Yeah, it's good for other teams, but at the same time, it's like it does challenge your team as well. So it does throw a bit of a curveball.
But again, it was role reversal last year, wasn't it? Mercedes nailed it, sprint weekend, and Russell won both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Red Bull were struggling, relative anyway. But I don't know if you saw the press conferences with the drivers. They were asking them about the sprints, and like it's interesting how, like Bottas, for example, was like, I prefer it because I don't like doing free practice sessions because it's just boring for him.
Yeah.
For him,
He'd rather just like do one and crack on. And I think some of the engineers, some like it, some like the challenge, some don't. Probably the more perfectionist ones don't.
But do we need 6? Probably not.
I think that's quarter, isn't it? 24 next year. So
It's a lot of races, man. Flip it out. There's a lot of races.
I think it will just gradually become more and more. I don't think it will stop at
Premier
6.
Leagues.
Race every week.
Yeah, it will do, innit? Yeah, I mean, if the format of the sprint is a certain way, I think it's digestible. I think we could do it. I wouldn't be too mad at 6 sprints. What is it confirmed next year? How many?
I think it
not yet.
is 6, yeah. Alonso radio. We can extend a little bit. Use the pace you've got now. It's good. Yeah, seems happy.
God.
Seems happy. Alonso P3 is looking good at the minute.
Wow, podium for Alonso on the cards.
I'm pretty sure that's my top 3 that I predicted, just saying.
Is it?
I think so.
Damn it.
I think so. Look, we've still got a lot of racing to do.
Fair play to Stroll as well, P5. Still holding it down. Look at the Mercedes. They're just eating up, aren't they?
Yeah. Looks like the roles were reversed from what we said.
Actually a worry, yeah.
We said that the Aston Martins were going to get eaten up on the start, and they did. And then now they're coming back, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
I've got bloody 4 of the top 5, but I put Leclerc where Perez is.
Yeah, Leclerc was in the mix, wasn't he?
Good job you didn't put an accumulator on that.
Good job. Good job. I'm not a betting man. Yeah, Stroll's cooking though today. But yeah, Aston Martin just, I don't know, strange.
Not gonna lie, I do love that view.
That angle was
angle is wicked, and it's proper HD
That's
as well.
speed, isn't it?
Especially when it's like how hilly the circuit is, up and down, side and it's really good.
The helmet cams are all
Problem
right.
with the brakes for Gasly. Fucking hell.
Everyone's
We've-
up the mare.
Going to get 10 finishes here or what? Sergeant Points is looking pretty good now.
Yeah, it's good for Logan.
Very good. He's just pitted. No, he's probably pitted to retire. Hasn't he?
As soon as we say it, we're right on.
We've had a lot of bad omens this session, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
It all started when I was like, yeah, Leclerc needs this win.
You said he deserved it, and then all of
Yeah,
a sudden
yeah,
the car.
he
I was like, whoa,
You deserve the win.
whoa.
Oh, say Riccardo Piastri, a lap down. Oh, no, Sargent is on pit exit, so he's not retiring the car. That's good. Well done, Logan. Lock up from Russell. We're struggling, Hamilton radio. I don't know if it's gusty, but the car is so bad in the air. That's what they were saying in when the weather changed in qualifying. Like the wind. It was almost the wind more than anything that really messed them all up. But obviously the Aston Martins and Max got out at the right time. That
Who's
is George Russell into the pits. Georgie boy pits.
What do you think? Hard?
Man said, I'm not even going to.
It's got to be a medium in it, surely.
It's
It's a
Look
light
red.
car.
soft.
Soft for George Russell.
Interesting.
3-second pit stop. Back to your best, Mercedes. Oh, soft. Soft to the end.
It's quite a way to go.
Yeah, 25.
That is. That's what I was about
24.
to.
Yeah, that's a risk, isn't it?
They fell off at 20.
And they fell off. They fell right off.
It literally turned into Bambi on ice.
Mate, if there's like, 5 retirements and the Mercedes are outside the points. Because Gasly and Sonoda are there.
It depends on what the retirements are, though, innit? I mean, Leclerc being one, fair. But when you're Bottas...
Yeah, true. Let's use the tyres now. I have been for the last 5 laps, dude.
Hey, dude. I've been using them for the last 5 laps.
Oh, dude.
Dude.
I love
Bono.
a dude. I love a dude, yeah.
Perez pits.
Oh, that
2 3.
quick. That looked so quick. Elle was saying that she'd done a pit stop and it was 6 seconds.
So when I see a 4, I'm like, new job for me.
Yeah.
Straight in.
You'll be watching one race and you're going to be like, hang on, pause it, rewind it. I swear that was Ellie in a helmet. You know?
Yeah.
3-1 for Hamilton there.
That looked quicker than 3-1.
At that rate of development, Eddie, I think, give it a year of practice and I think you'll be...
In the
on the
Mercedes one doing 3-1s.
No, they'll be like, we need to hire to improve our pits.
Most of mine
Yeah.
were like 14 seconds.
Yeah,
A
well,
little,
you
like
know.
good 6 in there.
You can't win them all. And he comes out behind Esteban Ocon.
Here he goes.
SD.
Is he on softs too?
He is, yeah.
Tell you what data they've got then for these softs?
Unless,
Few of them.
yeah, once the fuel's starting to burn off,
Maybe
they might be all right.
You'd think, though, they're like obviously fueled.
Oh, Alonso in the pit. Why is Alonso?
We've basically got a sprint race to go
Yeah.
in terms of number of laps. So they'll be, fueled similarly to how they would have been for the sprint. Perez on the back of Sonoda. We know he's not going to fight that one. If you know what's good for you, Yuki. 2-5 stop for Alonso. He'll be close to Perez, actually, when he comes out.
Alonso's exiting, isn't he?
Looking like he might be all right. We're not going to see it.
Oh, great.
Never mind.
And we've got Hamilton on the back of Ocon. Up the inside. Easy.
It's starting to come alive.
Fresh
T1.
soft spot. Yeah. That's what you get.
Yeah.
And how long they hold on for.
Yeah. Give it to the last lap.
That's it. Good class lap.
All we said should have gone hard.
Lewis thinks they should have gone for the hard tyre. Well,
Let's see why.
Did they do any runs on the hard tyre?
I'm not sure if they
Not to
did.
my knowledge. I can't remember.
What an FP1?
In FP1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I thought they were.
point.
I think they just ran soft and medium.
Caution to the wind in this instance, isn't it? Like, either way, points not going to be particularly good.
Nah.
But yeah, they must. I mean, Lewis has said that after 2 laps on the softs, doesn't bode well. 2 laps on the softs, he's already calling it the wrong tyre.
Yeah. this one it, guys.
I'll tell you what, the sprint was way more interesting and exciting than this race.
Yeah.
It's not been the best, has it? This race?
It's not been like
There's been enough time to build gaps.
it's not been a particularly interesting, exciting race. Alpine swap
And I
positions.
feel like we've lost a lot of drivers that would have filled those gaps that have been made up the top.
The thing is, we've lost. Yeah, it's Leclerc is the only
Albon.
driver we've lost from the but like running in the
And
Top
Piastri.
10.
Oh, yeah.
because Albon was starting like
Yeah.
on the
fair.
back row.
Yeah, fair. Piastri's one. Maybe.
Yeah, Piastri would have been up there. Even just having them two
Thank you.
in the top 10, there would have been a bit
Enjoying
more
that
action.
team orders. I think he's going to have a go at Lewis now. That is, Mercedes, man. What?
If Gasly
This
catches
is so
Hamilton,
bad.
It's hurt.
It's so
you know,
bad.
this is
That's
worse.
so-
This is harder to watch than it was to watch Lewis get lapped by Max Verstappen in 2022.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
it
a
would
hard,
be.
that was a tough pill to swallow.
No, it would be.
Imagine it from him.
Well, they say you learn most from your mistakes in life, right? This was a mistake for Mercedes turning up this weekend.
Reminds me of when, as well,
Oh,
Germany.
dearie me.
Was it Germany? when Mercedes came with their like white livery.
Oh,
and
God, Hockenheim, yeah.
absolutely
Hockenheim.
When they
you go.
dressed
fumbled.
up.
Yeah, they all
On
dressed
them.
up and they all had a good laugh. And then the race came and it was just.
That's the one Toto declared never again are
Yeah.
we doing any
Mate,
gimmicks.
I tell you what, the gimmicks were out the window after that race. They-
said
the
never.
It's
memo
just
went out.
poetic that they
Said
dressed
never
up
again.
and
And you had them all
shit.
like stumbling around in the pits, like because they had the wrong tyres or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're all dressed up as well. So it was just like it was like Lauren Hardy.
Lederhosen was on. I mean, it was a
It's like
mess.
you focus more on the outfits
They had
than the
the-
actual
Yeah.
procedure.
Shocker. Gasly easily passes Hamilton.
Oh,
P8,
That is shocking.
Oh
by the way,
my.
wasn't even didn't even have to do it in the braking zone. It was done in a straight line.
This is very bad.
Let's hear this.
I'm in his DRS and I'm still not catching him.
What is going on?
Mercedes could walk away with this from this race with 1 point if Ocon gets Hamilton, like which looks like on pace likely.
I was gonna say,
And
who's behind?
5 drivers have retired.
Could you imagine 1 point for Mercedes when both cars finished?
Yuck.
And
And they
Piastri
started
did-
where? P5 and P6.
P5
Yeah.
and 6.
Yeah, exactly. Perez P6 still isn't. I don't know if his strategy is a bit offset, but it's not great.
What about Sainz? Has he got to pit again?
He has to, yeah. Stroll and Sainz do. Jalos.
Yeah, this has not been a Brazilian Grand Prix to remember.
And usually they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Well, again, yesterday was actually quite good.
Yeah, the sprint was decent.
Yeah, it was actually really good. Norris 7.5 seconds to Verstappen now, so that gap isn't insurmountable.
No,
you know?
it's not.
Like in terms
Not
of
20,
car
you know.
development wise.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you got to take some kind of comfort from that, I think, Pete. Mate, you're just happy to be in the points, let alone.
I'm smiling. You know,
Considering
I'm
how you
nice.
started the year.
Like, once upon a time, we were 17 and 18.
That's quite common now. Verstappen, Norris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get used to it.
Signs of things to come.
Yeah, it's
No
this-
pun.
Oh, what was that?
You see what I mean? You got to get that.
That looked cross-threaded.
That nozzle has to be accurate. Like, that's what I mean. That's where I would
Spark
flop.
for flying.
I would flop on that big time. Just let me lift the tire.
Do you reckon you'd be good at pit stops, Dave? Obviously, you got a bit of experience with cars yourself, hands on.
Yeah, I think it's just the.
It's pressure. Innit?
Yeah, it is. It's the pressure of when they're coming in. Obviously, the drivers have to hit the correct mark as well. And then as well, those cars are piping hot.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
I do services on cars, and sometimes we'll say like a 911 comes in for a service, and the guy who's got the car booked in will drive it in, but he's driven it like he's stolen it, and the car's like heavily
Burning.
hot. And it was like, yeah, well, you've got to do spark plugs on it, so you've got to get like right into the engine, and it's just like really hot. It's
Yeah.
very difficult to work on it, but then at the same time, if you're under the pressure of that, of taking the tire off some hot brakes
Yeah.
and putting them on, and yes,
And imagine it's you that messes up.
everyone looking at you in it.
Mate, like whoever was on Bottas's front right at Monaco when it took him 2 days to get the wheel off. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Stroll, that was very slow. 4.3 for Lance Stroll. Come on, where's my P5, Aston Martin?
There's a P. That was a personal best.
That was it's just stationary for like no obvious reason.
But it's a good point you make about the car, the driver positioning that car in the box correctly so
Yeah.
that you can do whatever needs to be done. We don't even take into account that maybe the drivers just probably ditched it and now everyone's having to adjust. And
Well,
adapt.
yeah, because even if
Split
they
second.
stop like a little bit
bet.
too forward or a little bit too back, then everyone has to sort of like shift over
Yeah.
because there's like 3 people per tire.
All in unison as well. And it's like you can't guess that accuracy. Do you know what I mean? That's
And as well, sometimes it's not even like dead straight. They're in at like, if you look at the paintwork on the floor, they're in at like angles.
yeah.
So that's another thing. Sometimes they don't hit the brakes.
And go, what happened with Lance's pit stop? So it's front right,
Yeah.
and the mechanic had his hands on it for a long time. Not good. Not
It's
good.
not looking good, bro.
It's not looking good. Still P6. And Tsunoda's going to have to pit as well. So Stroll's looking good for P5 here.
He is.
He's looking all right for P5.
Perez is
I tell you
having
what,
a
a lot
go.
of Perez though,
Perez Alonso.
just chewing up.
He's a man on a
Alonso.
mission.
Yeah, I mean, 35 seconds Norris to Alonso. Cheers.
Half a minute.
That is depressing.
Why's Piastri back in the pits? What's going on?
Okay.
What do you want?
The jig's
The
up,
testing
innit?
session's
Yeah,
over.
it's like,
Is
oh,
that-
I'm
is that
getting
what
it,
it is?
mate.
Yeah, we done
Got his
testing.
data.
No, he's
Yeah.
back out.
Who's got fastest?
Ocon.
Ocon.
Oh,
Ocon.
damn.
Go on, Esteban.
Overtaking Sargent as well.
He's gonna get Russell.
Oh, another one, yeah.
Yeah.
What, from 14 seconds? I'll tell you what. If he eats
By the
14,
end of the race.
I'll tell you what.
Imagine.
Let's keep an eye on it. 14 seconds. 14 seconds on lap 55. And he's just put fastest lap, so.
9th and 10th for George and Lewis is shocking.
It is.
That's hilarious. That's a stink.
Especially for the car that they've had this season, it's been it's very shocking.
And especially what they're behind. I mean, there's an Alpine,
Gasly.
Yeah.
Alpha Tauri, and there's 2 Aston Martins. Like,
And one of them is in there by default
Yeah.
because his dad owns a team. So,
oh god.
but no, it's this is like for what they've had this season. It's
Yeah.
been like they've had solid consistency. All right, they had a little bit of a drama in Qatar,
Yeah.
but they've had solid consistency, like podiums on a regular basis, good pace, and yeah, this race is just
A shocker.
and the race that like everyone thought this is gonna be their race.
Yeah.
After last year.
After last year, also the whole like omens of what is it? If you get pole in Hungary,
I love that stuff.
everyone so
Yes.
far has got pole in Hungary has won the Brazilian Grand Prix, and Hamilton got pole this season in Hungary. So everyone's like, yeah, that's gonna happen. And
It's time.
lo
They
and
wanted
behold,
it to happen.
yeah,
This is one of the like arguments maybe for the sprint, is that restricted practice does make it much easier to fuck things up. But also the fact that obviously the cars are still under part firme after FP1, like that's it, it's locked in. Mercedes was shit lit yesterday, so they were always going to be shit today. Like,
Yeah, they did say that they were like,
so they're like, you can't fix it, which I think they should change that, because I would love, like, if you have a shit sprint, give them a chance to change something, so that it's less of a almost spoiler.
so it's
today.
It's sort of like a race and a data collection or setup session as well.
Because as it stands, it's literally like you have the race,
it's like a mini race, the race.
red flag it, and then you start the race again tomorrow. You
Also,
can't
then
change the
you've
setup
got
of the cars.
You've got like a car that has literally done like 24 hard laps,
Yeah.
and now they're going out to do like another full race.
All right, Verstappen's just pitted, by the way.
This
is-
it looks like there's another pit stop still in the bag as well. Still in the can for some teams.
This is where Lando needs a safety car.
Ooh.
Safety car right now would be
Oh.
huge.
That would be ultimate.
That would be the one.
Go on, just Piastri could break down. Whoops.
What do a
Oh
Give him
no.
crash gate.
Oh no.
yeah.
Oh whoops.
We know how that goes.
Well, it doesn't get sorted out for another couple of years, so we'll be
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
Yeah.
Short-term game.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Or maybe I'll say that I think someone deserves a win, and maybe they'll crash out.
Surely Max deserves it.
Max deserves a win.
Maybe Sargent can be the Latifi.
Is he our Latifi this year? Yeah. That's the thing, though. This is where Latifi comes into play.
This year.
Latifi was
Yeah.
the curveball
He was-
of the race.
he
It
was
was
the
just
goat.
brilliant.
Him and safety cars.
It was just brilliant. It was like, look, you might be winning,
Product
yeah,
is worse without him.
but Latifi's still driving. So
It's true. The product is worse.
They're just too good now. They're all just too good. Just too talented.
Go
Right?
on, Lando. Make sure you eat this.
Lando
lap.
Norris race leader. Enjoy it. Oh, Piastri's right
Oh,
behind.
are we like? Yeah.
Piastri could get his little... Nah, blue flags. Blue flags.
What? Nah.
Yeah, well, you know. Blue flags are a choice.
I was gonna say would be quite good, or it would help Norris if Piastri unlaps himself and gives Norris DRS round the track.
I think it's
decent toe.
But
I was
Piastri's about 50 5 seconds, I think, because he's not a lap down anymore.
Oh, is he not?
Well,
He must.
not relative to
Retire.
Hulkenberg.
Oh shit!
Russell retire the car.
Their day gets worse.
Oh no. They could bear to finish P11.
He won last year.
That's not the one.
He definitely came into it thinking,
Oh,
I've got this.
Oh,
Hang on. Sonoda and Ocon have overtaken him just now. So
I think maybe George has an issue. I don't know. They're retiring it for a reason. Sargent up to P11.
the car's too hot.
Can he do it?
They've asked him to lift and coast
oh,
throughout the race. So
yeah, that's it.
Oh, George.
End of the line, son.
that engine
Poor
might be
George
low.
boy. After all that. Good thing they didn't swap Russell and Hamilton.
Well, you might
Would have been
blame.
for nothing.
It would,
You
yeah,
could probably blame the dirty air being behind Hamilton.
that's the thing. That's
There
what
you
I
go.
was going to
Say-
say.
You'll
Mess
see
up
it
the
come.
crowd.
It'll come. It'll come in
exactly what I
a
was
tweet
thinking.
or some
Think of
kind
the
of Insta
team.
post.
Perez on Alonso. It's close into turn 1.
Oh wow!
He's going to get on the podium.
Yeah. Which is exactly what he needs to do.
I think I predicted the Perez podium, didn't I?
Podium these last 3 races.
I did not. I didn't see it coming.
Perez was out of the question for me, but I regret that. I had Charles Leclerc, so
It's a shame we didn't get to see him race.
I know,
I
right?
had Perez
That's the thing. I
P2.
think Charles could have actually given it to Max.
He could have done well today. Podium.
Could have got a win.
I think over the could have. I think over look at where Sainz is. He's 3.5 behind Stroll. I think.
Yeah.
He's nowhere.
Yeah, I think he could have been 5th. Norris box.
Ah,
No safety car. Yeah, Max just did 4 seconds on Lando. Over
how many seconds is a
bit.
pit stop in this? Is that Alonso
20
gap?
odd.
It's making me shake.
Nah, you're fine.
Okay,
Nah, you're fine to Alonso. There we go.
let's go. Give me a
2.5.
2.5.
2.5, not bad.
That'll do, won't it?
We've got tired over the season. You know, we were doing 1.9s and
Burnt himself out.
we can't keep it up.
Suffering from success. Yeah, Gasly P7, Tsunoda P9. Here we go.
Oh.
Perez on the outside of Fernando Alonso. This will be fun. These two. The second DRS zone.
He's a bit.
Alonso
bit
got
further
a good-
back. He got a good exit out of that.
Yeah, Alonso knows what he's doing, doesn't he? Nope. Fernando lives to fight another day.
He does indeed.
The thing is, if he can just get Perez to overheat his softs, if he can defend for long enough, it could be all right for P3 here. I mean, Fernando. It's been a long time since Fernando was on that
Yeah.
podium. So,
I remember when he said, "Never again will I finish outside the podium."
yeah.
What was the next one?
That was like when Lewis was like, "My team don't make mistakes."
Yeah. All right, Lewis.
Oh, that was a good one as well.
Oh my God.
Wide line from Alonso around there. But Perez is sniffing a P3 here. But yeah, this could be Alonso very wide. Is that by design?
Laps to go.
You got a good. I think you can take it. There's a few different. I think because there's a lot of banking on these corners. There's a few different lines you can take for a lot of them. Yeah, Alonso's clear here. I don't think Perez is going to launch it there.
Oh,
Thought
this is
about
going to
it.
be spicy.
Here we go.
Spicy.
Let's see if we get a little bit of a coming together.
Well, we've got 10 laps to go.
Safety car.
This could be. Yeah, I know. Innit? Give me
Keep it
that-
clean, boys.
Give me that safety.
Keep
man.
it clean.
Or do you know what would be good? A red flag. A red
red
flag.
flag.
And another restart. That would be wicked. Everyone on fresh tyres, light fuel,
Oh, yeah. That
10
would be.
lap shootout.
10-lap shootout on softs.
Just put it to a fan vote.
Since
Enough
when did they
fans
do
vote
this?
for it, then it happens. You all right, buddy? What are you doing?
Since when did they do sector 1
Settled.
times? I didn't realise they did
Yeah,
that.
purple sector 1
Yeah.
for Lando Norris there. I guess because he's just put the softs on. What are you doing? What are you up to, buddy? Are you a bit bored from this race? Yeah, I can tell. Go on the table and have a little wander. Go say hello to everyone.
Dun-dun-dun. What up, bro?
Oh, sector 2 purple as well for Norris.
All right.
Okay. There you go. So he is quicker than fastest lap Lando Norris. He's reeling it in.
Do a second a lap.
All right, bro.
All right, bro, calm down. Don't jump.
He's looking. He was thinking about it. wasn't he?
It's like,
No,
if it was a
he
cat,
would
it would be
not.
like,
He would.
You would, yeah? Would he,
Can't be
would he give it a try?
Can't
Yeah?
be trusted
No,
anymore.
you can't be
If
trusted.
I can land on that blue, yeah.
Can't, yeah, sit like that. Sit like that. Watch with me. There we go. You've got the battery levels. Alonso's got plenty of battery as well, though. That's the thing. If there's only so many times Perez can go for it, otherwise is because he's going to be doing more damage to his tyres than Alonso is to his right now.
Yeah.
It's just when that crossover happens. But yeah,
And
Fernando knows how to defend like a lion.
He's like a lion. Yeah.
Right, on the floor you go. 7/10 Alonso to Perez. Any other battles anywhere else? Yeah, it's all kind of opened up in it. Yeah.
It's not really happening.
Sonoda's 12 off of Hamilton. 13. Minton, what are you doing over there, mate?
What is he doing?
I don't want him to wee in the studio. I don't think he will. I took him for a wee earlier.
That's right. You got tissues in here, no?
Yeah, true.
You're the one that.
It's a world-class facility. Yeah. Remember that.
Uh,
Yeah, there's not a great deal of other battles going on.
no, there is not.
Sargent's not going to get his points.
Although,
No.
Even though you've got so many people out.
I know.
That is
6
hurt.
retirements.
Oh, wow.
the only thing worthy is Perez or Alonso.
Minton, stay away from the
Oh.
Budweiser.
What happened there?
Oh, I'm sorry.
On camera angle.
Oh, there
Is
he
that
is
a
again.
drone? Is that
I mean,
No, it's a
Helicopter.
helicopter.
Is that a helicopter? Yeah.
A chopper shot.
But I literally like showed a bit of Norris and then dipped out again.
Lando's closing that gap to Max, but not quickly enough.
Fair enough time.
It feels like then softs just have loads of performance on the first couple
I
of
am
laps.
blind. That's 9 seconds, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Alonso,
Yeah.
Norris.
9.6.
Also, my eyes were telling me 0 point whatever, and I was like, "Hello, here we go."
You're dreaming.
Yeah, I am.
Your heart was telling you 0 point.
Yeah,
0
it kind of was. McLaren, let's get another livery for the last 2 races because it seems that's when we
Yeah.
performed the best.
Special edition.
When we have a
liveries.
chrome livery or a IndyCar livery, whatever.
And they cook the most. He's just sat over there staring at me. What are you doing? We are constructors update. So this puts Aston will close the gap as it stands to 19 points.
Yeah.
Depends if this is a one-off for Aston, I suppose. If it's back to the norm
Surely it is a one-off.
in Vegas.
Surely.
There may be a street circuit.
Things they're both
Aston
quick.
Martin.
Who knows? Yeah.
Alonso and Stroll both quick. So
What do we think about street races anyway?
I don't really like them.
No.
I'm here for the overtake, so
Yeah.
So Baku, would you still keep that?
I love the straight on Baku. The straight on Baku's good. Come out the final corner, and it's just literally gunning. If they, it would be good if they had 2 DRS zones there.
Yeah.
yeah, I think Baku's one of the better examples, definitely.
Who knows, man? Las Vegas might take the spot, might take the limelight.
I doubt it. Maybe I'm being pessimistic, but
I
Come
mean,
on, you got to be pumped.
the
now.
first
There you go.
Baku race was a
Ridiculous.
stinker.
Say again?
2016 Baku was terrible,
Oh, yeah,
shocker. But then since then, it's generally been pretty good.
been pretty good.
So
I feel like Las Vegas is going to be Miami, but street circuit. Not.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Maybe they'll get Elo Kujo back.
If it beats Miami,
Oh, they'll throw everything at it. Oh,
just know Zach Brown will be all over it as well.
they're all
Oh,
going to
yeah.
dress up.
what are we thinking? Driver of the day. Vote closes in 6 laps. What are we saying? What's the last lap? Driver of the day. Any drivers sticking out?
I'd say between.
Perez, where did he start?
See, I'd argue Stroll and Alonso. Like those two.
Perez
Yeah.
qualified like 9th, didn't he? I think it was
Perez.
9th.
I could double check for you.
Yeah, I think
He's
it was
had a
9th.
good race. I think Perez.
Is that okay? But he's 16.
Like
Perez.
Alonso's done well, but considering where he started,
Yeah.
he's had to claw it back.
Which is what I think overall makes it a good day for him. Perez did start P9,
Yeah.
to your point. But like Stroll should not be 5th. Like he started P3, but he's 5th.
Yeah. That's what I
Like
mean.
how?
He's
Good.
started
Yeah, it's
there.
really good. No, it's really
And you got
good.
Lewis, P5,
Yeah, he's held on.
P8.
We will not talk about this.
Yeah, Stroll's what 10 behind Alonso, basically. 11 behind Alonso.
Where's Minton gone?
Is he gone round?
He's doing laps.
But what I can do, because I have bought treats.
Oh,
Treat. Here he comes.
look at that.
Fickle.
On call.
Honestly,
Fickle.
there's no loyalty whatsoever.
That's all it takes. One word. And this is the head straight in the rucksack.
The head's dived in.
My sister's dog literally just rustle anything.
Yeah.
They're like that, sitting down.
There they are.
You can jump up. Jump up. Jump. You can jump. Jump.
What's his treat of choice?
Oh, mate. You know what, actually? He really likes cheese.
Mm.
He really likes any meat product. Of
Oh.
course. No, he's not picky.
My type of dog.
Not picky. As long as he's picky when it's his own dinner.
Yeah.
But when it's like not his, like I'll have like some salad and he'll like try and eat the lettuce and then just spit it out. Like, he only wants it because it's not his.
Ah, okay.
So, there you go, mate. Have one of them.
Yeah,
Boy.
but I'll
Perez and
Enjoying that
Alonso.
one.
Good boy. There we go.
He's still fighting him.
They're still scrapping.
They are,
Alonso's
aren't they?
still holding on.
But this is what it shows you, isn't it? Like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, it's just the car that they're in. But when you think Alonso is doing really well for it, like at his age as well, like same as
Yeah.
I was going to say same as Lewis, but he's not really doing quite well today. But in the car that he has, yeah, he's fighting for P2 in the Drivers' Championship, and that's pretty impressive.
I think, Stroll is showing that Aston does have pace around here. But yeah, I would say if Alonso holds on to this P3, I'd probably give him driver of the day, I think.
Yeah.
Just given how bad it's been as of late. Obviously, all the rumours as well, he wasn't very happy about. And a lot of, I can imagine a lot of, when they've basically been opposite to McLaren, haven't they?
Yep.
And so for them to recover and get a podium, I think it's going to be so good for morale at that team. And they've just moved into their new gaff as well and
Is that by Silverstone?
working. Yeah. Pretty much exactly where their old place was, just built it out. Again, they will need time to. This is a long-term project,
Yeah.
I can't see Stroll setting up anytime soon. Lawrence, that is. But that's what the rumour mill started, so here we go. Albert Fabrega. What were you playing at? Yuki P9, still 9.5 behind Hamilton, so I think 2 points for AlphaTauri. Not amazing, but closes that gap to Williams to 7, as long as Sargent stays P11, which is looking like he will.
Excuse me.
7 with 2 to go. McLaren tell me still carrying damage from early on, so I think Piastri did have a bit of damage
Yeah.
that they couldn't repair.
Yeah. I assume that's the case for both Ricciardo and Piastri.
That would have been mad. A few more retirements, and Ricciardo would be in the points, 41 seconds behind Hulkenberg. It's been one of them races, isn't it?
It has. It has.
8.5 seconds Norris to Verstappen. That gap has very much settled down now.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to take it home. P2, we'll take that. And
Perez is not close enough. Alonso's doing a really wide line through that final, was it Jingsao, that final corner?
I think he's just teasing him, isn't he? He's luring him in. Then he goes, see ya.
Yeah, he's smartest driver out there, Alonso.
He is. No, he is.
You've got to do something special to get past him. Science radio. I have no downshifts.
Oh,
Left paddle is not responding. From P6, Science could be retiring here.
pull over.
Wow.
Safety car.
Yeah.
Go on.
Plot that right
One
in
lap
the middle.
shootout.
Oh, mate. Come on.
Oh dear. Well, can he coax it to the line? Wasn't it Senna around here who didn't have?
Last lap, I think.
Yeah, he's like didn't have upshifts or something back in his day, back in the 90s. What are you doing? What are you doing, you little pest? Eh?
That's the thing, Gasly then, P6.
Yeah, this could be big for Alpine as well, because that would get Ocon another point and all.
Yeah.
And Gasly from P7 to P6. Here we go. Closest it's been for a while now. Perez, Alonso. It's the penultimate lap.
I'm torn. I don't know who I want to.
Go on.
It's not getting
clinch
close
this
enough,
third.
though. Oh, he is now.
He's
He is
got
now.
him.
Oh,
we go.
snap.
Ooh.
Oh, wait,
Oh.
but Alonso's taken a different line to get better
cut back
traction out of the
Alonso.
corner.
Yeah.
Or nah, I think it's done.
I think you're right.
Wow.
Alonso's going to get DRS.
Alonso there.
He's going to get DRS here. Where's the defensive
Oh, it's a bit of movement.
Done.
A lot of movement. Right.
Checo P3.
That's gutting for Alonso.
Dear. So, he's still going
He's
for him.
still there.
Go on.
He's still close, but I don't think he's going to get close enough.
He's not going to get his podium.
Oh, he's still giving him something to think about, though. Ooh. Nah, fair play Checo, though.
Yeah, he's done.
took
But
his
this
time.
This is what's going to happen. This is going to go around for another lap, and then we're going to get here, and then they're going to cut to Max.
Yeah.
That was shambolic last
You
week.
don't
I'm
Last
sorry.
year,
He touched
we went.
Max, 'cause
Yeah.
he showed.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's because he's not battling no one.
We lost it last week with that.
Yeah. DRS for Alonso, but I don't think
We're
it's
not
anywhere near close
Far,
enough.
innit?
This would take
Go on.
a Herculean lunge. Oh, he has kind of compromised Checo's line a bit, though.
Oh.
Go on, Fernando.
Come on.
Come on.
Go on, Fernando. Oh, he's close. No, he is close. He is close.
Come on.
He's got a legit
He's
shot
got him
here.
there.
Oh, my God.
God.
So go on.
For the podium.
On the outside.
Podium for the
Come on. Yes, Fernando.
Oh, no.
Did they touch?
Oh, it was close. What a move. Fernando Alonso gets P3.
But now, oh, there we go.
That
And
was
now it cuts away.
so close.
Well, at least we got to see.
Way better, Max.
Well done, Max, for not being too far ahead.
No, on a real.
not
If
too bad
if
today.
they cut at that when they were side by side, I would have lost
Max
the
Verstappen
plot.
wins
TV would have got turned off. I'd have been like,
the 2023 Brazilian Grand Prix. Lando Norris
Hey,
P2.
it's the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Let's get it
Confirmed.
right.
Sorry,
If we're gonna, yeah.
my bad. Half a second between Perez and Alonso here.
oh,
Oh,
it's going to be a fight to the line.
It's going to be a Gasly-Hamilton drag race to the end.
He's
Oh, Perez is... They got different lines through that corner, though. Oh, this is going to be
Nah,
close.
he's going to have it.
Three tenths.
I don't think he's going to have it. I don't
Oh
think,
my
will he
God.
get it?
It's going to be close.
It's
I don't
close.
think he will.
Nah, he won't.
Alonso.
He's too far back.
Oh, shit! Oh, 0.053. Alonso P3. He's done it.
Did he nick it? Wow.
Alonso finishes on the podium.
Wow.
Half a tenth ahead of Sergio Perez.
Wow.
Vibes
Well
in the Aston
done.
Martin garage right now. Look at that.
Well done, though. Well done to both of those.
Science brought it home.
Science brought it
Right.
home, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Sainz brought it home with no downshifts. P6, Bosch.
Good day for Gasly.
Yeah, man. Good points for very good points for Gasly.
Yeah, that was
Oh, this
great.
is look at this replay.
Hey, that turned
That
into a
was
missile
good.
on that last
Perez
bit.
Alonso on the line. Oh yes. Oh, so this was the lineup to the overtake. Fernando.
right.
Oh, mate, he's got it, isn't he? 42 years of age and he's putting off moves like this.
You don't lose it there, do you? You don't lose it.
Is this,
Oh,
Look at this.
half a
That's the
tenth.
flag. It's
Oh,
a photo
I think-
finish there. It's a photo finish.
It's a good like 15, 20 kilometers an hour as well. Like the Red Bull gets as well because it's so efficient with that DRS. So Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Ocon is your top 10. Sargent just out the points. Close.
Your predictions were pretty good. Pretty sound.
He's
We'll
lovely.
get,
first rodeo,
we'll get
That is
not
not
my
my
first
first
rodeo.
rodeo, madam.
My first rodeo. Listen,
I love that.
I mean Max P1. I'm not going to take too much. Yeah,
Yeah, I got
too
one
many
and two.
compliments. Yeah, exactly. Norris didn't quite win. Charles
Well,
didn't
not
quite
Yeah.
complete the first lap.
oh,
He
that was a
didn't
bad omen.
finish first, but he finished the race
You
first.
cursed him.
Kind of.
You can't even put that on me.
He was the first to finish.
what was your top five again?
Mine was Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton. I don't know the other
Sure I heard-
Perez.
I heard Russell in there as well.
Yeah,
Two
Russell.
Mercedes, or
I think Russell might have
That's
been.
a punch-in, wasn't it?
stinker that is.
Yeah, Pete, you're 0 out of 5
Okay, I'll stand
with
it.
Norris, Perez, Leclerc, Hamilton, Verstappen. D, you got 0 out of 5.
I love the way you just paused there to build the tension. I was going to say
Dramatic effect, you
2, maybe 1. Yeah.
Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton, Norris, Alonso.
Yeah.
Hell, you did all right. Verstappen, Norris, and then Hamilton, Perez, Russell. So you got
So-
3 out of
Got
5.
3 out of 5.
And then Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Leclerc, Stroll for me. Sorry, Charles.
Sao
But
Paulo.
it was not to be. And there we go. 2023 Sao Paulo Grand Prix is done.
It's done. It's in the books.
Not one that will live long in the memory.
Not one for the history books.
And the sprint was better than the race.
Yeah.
I'm saying it now.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I think so.
Sprint
Yeah,
was
absolutely.
better than the race. Yeah, again, driver of the day, who we saying?
Alonso.
Alonso.
That was some heavy
Right at
defending.
the end, yeah, to be fair.
That was some wicked defending.
That was some heavy
Lost it at the
lifting
start, but clawed it back.
Good podium.
And yeah, get a solid podium.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially to
Aston
defend
Martin,
against that Red
team of the weekend as well. Aston Martin got
Yeah,
it, innit?
absolutely. I mean, Lando P7 to P2 is good.
It's very
good.
Obviously helped by Charles.
Helped
He
by
got
Charles.
a really good start and then Charles not being there as well.
He did. But yeah, I'd give it to honourable mention to you know what, bun it, Stroll. Stroll's getting it from
Go on then. Go on.
I'm
Why
giving it
not?
to Stroll this week.
Guess
Why not?
Or just today anyway. Yeah, why not?
for him.
P5. I mean, come on, like
Yeah. 25 points for
he
Aston
don't want to
Martin.
be here. Like, and he's got P5.
Yeah. 25 points for Aston Martin. Right. I think we should wrap this because we've got a little podcast to shoot. We're going to shoot this straight after. First of all, LD, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you
On
for
live stream.
Oh, thank you.
for having me.
It's made a not so great race much more enjoyable. It's always better watching it with like-minded people. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Elle, first, where can the people find you?
On TikTok and Instagram, L Profits. Catch me on there.
D.
You catch me on Instagram mostly. I am on TikTok as well. Same name for both of them. It's D, so it's DEE, and then Alate, ALLOTEY.
Bosh.
get
And we will have
People ain't gonna find
we
me.
do have links in the description down below. So check those guys out. And then Pete, as per.
Yeah, Peter on Pole on YouTube and on Instagram as well, and then McLaren Fan TV, YouTube, as well as Twitter or X and
You're everywhere.
Instagram. Yeah, we're
All
over
the
guys.
socials.
Every
all of the
single
socials.
one.
Yeah.
MySpace.
Where are we finding you, Tom?
Pixo.
BBM.
Yeah.
Can't
Pixar's
say
such a throwback.
BBM bin.
BBM. Where are they finding you, man? Let's assume.
Tommo on YouTube or the Last Lap YouTube channel.
Nice.
Wherever you consume your F1 content. So thank you all for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the race watch along more than the race, and we certainly did as well. Let's cut it out. Podcast coming out on Tuesday about 6 p.m. UK time. We'll talk all about it. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Next live stream for Vegas, early doors.
Viva
forward to that.
Las Vegas.
Bye-bye.